Welcome to the Dr. Greg Show, October 21st, 2025. Let's do it, guys. What a show tonight. Can't wait to be here. Lots to talk about. Maybe some science news. What? Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, Sponge. Sponge is getting it. Yeah, so I guess the first thing we got some Brendan. I tried to get the MMR, but they said you only do that when you're a kid. Okay, Brendan. I mean, if you asked your physician and said that you don't remember getting it, then or you could tell them that they don't think that you got it. You know, they think that that would allow you to. That is weird, but they give it to other people for sure. They give it to anyone. It's very weird. Hi, Cher. How's it going? Still bad. Still bad. Sponge. Still very bad. Still very bad. Still not going as well as we would like. Could Wolverine's healing factor exist in real biology? I mean, you could increase the human's ability to natively heal, like maybe adapt some type of like limb regrowing system like the amphibians have. That'd be interesting. I mean, theoretically, I guess you could try that. Yeah. But yeah, it's his super fast ones where you're like it's like repairing in seconds, probably not. No. Is the numbers behind you the people who have got vaccinated? Yeah, these are all the numbers that we've gotten vaccinated in our community. So people get vaccinated, they come in here, they're excited, and they share it, and we add them to the board. That's what it is. We had 826 vaccinations so far, and still going. Gotten up to 100 in a day once. Incredible. Kind of more Marvel. I never really was that into comic books. Yeah, but probably yeah, I didn't like Batman that much. That's great. That's basically it. Williams, whoa, nice, dude. All right, guys, let's give it for Williams. Nice, dude. Williams is 828 in 3, 2, 1. Good job, Williams. Appreciate you. Thanks for getting vaccinated. We celebrate every vaccination, every shot in the arm here because that's us being safer. It's our public health being restored. You're doing it. How do you get the COVID vaccine if they won't give it to you? In your state, it might be a problem, Brendan, if they aren't allowing people to get it. That would be really tough, man. Physicians, Texas, oh man. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's frustrating. Yo, what's up, Emby? How's it going?
I can share my experience really quickly getting a vaccine in a state that said that I couldn't.
Sure, yeah.
It's not going to be universal. I'm hesitant to say what state I'm in, but there's only 42 people, so that's fine. I'm in the state of Washington. I went to a Fred Meyer's. Brendan said he got 4 vaccines today, if we want to do that really quickly.
Oh, nice, Brendan. Good job, dude. 4, that's incredible. Nice. 832 in 3, 2, 1. Dude, good job, Brendan. Nice, man.
But essentially, it was a simple process for me, to be honest with you. So it was like just checking of a box. They asked me, they were like, are you over the age of 65 or someone who is immunocompromised and is required to get this vaccine? And I just checked yes. And they didn't ask me for any evidence. And then for the MMR, they were a little confused on why I was getting an MMR as an adult. So I just told them Washington, where in Washington State. I'm not going to disclose my specific location, but yeah. And then sorry, got sidetracked. Oh, and then they were asking me like why I wanted the MMR, and I told them, I was just told like, hey, it's safe for me to get a dose because I don't know. My mother has been unalived, and I'm not sure what my vaccine records are, and there's currently the measles outbreak, and they're like,
Yeah.
cool, yeah, we can give you a dose, but other than one dose, we can't give you a second dose. And I was like, that's perfectly fine.
Huh.
So that's basically what they said to me.
That's interesting. I wonder why the dosing requirements. Huh.
It's
Interesting.
I
Well,
think
better than nothing.
they said that the second dose is because if I without them knowing if I've had it or not, the second dose, like I don't know, they said it could not be a good thing for some reason. So
Oh,
anyways,
okay. Interesting.
I have no idea. But that was my process. You definitely can, at least in Washington State, still get vaccinated if they say you can't. So
Mm-hmm. Let's do Desert Rose OG 834. You're awesome, Kristen. And 3, 2, 1. Good job getting vaccinated. You're an OG.
I'll have to say bye.
Okay. All right, Abby. Thanks for popping in. Thank you. That's a really good lived experience. So, yeah, just check those boxes, guys. There you go.
And Helen, I can DM you issue the information. Bye.
Okay, bye. All right. I made the appointment on the CVS. No one asked me anything. Okay, yeah. There's also um, there's also medications that people become immune compromised from, and they can't like question why you're on that medication or confirm that you're on that medication because of HIPAA. So if someone were to appear that needed the vaccine, so hi Ellie, welcome in. No, religion's been shown to be from evolution. So basically, there are evolutionary biology experiments that show that when you have religion, you have the organisms looking out for one another, more excited to share resources, communicate, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it follows actually that religion was evolved just like everything else. Okay, sorry. um, yeah, 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 I am. Yeah, so I just saw something very disturbing. Sorry, sorry, saw something very disturbing. Uh, anyway, I was gonna read. Yeah, just disassociate a little bit right there. Yeah, it's weird. Sorry, I was just cashing my pharma checks. Sorry, I just had to make sure. Just had to make sure that I switched banks. I just wanted to make sure that their Pfizer got the right one. It was just it's tough. It's tough. The envy exactly. Yeah, that's a lot of banking information. I gotta switch over. You recommend someone getting multiple vaccines at once for someone that has an autoimmune disease? Mila, I don't know. I mean, you would have to check to see what kind of autoimmune disease that you have, and if you have the right ones that you can pair together. So that would definitely be something that you would talk to your physician about. Doing jujitsu, should I take a minjal? Oh, that's an interesting idea. I would get every vaccine that you have, like you can. I mean, I wouldn't, I mean, mostly it's like MRSA that you're worried about, or a staph infection. Um, MRSA is methicillin resistance. Um, staph is just the Staphylococcus aureus. So that's everywhere. Yeah, guys. Well, guys, let's do. Yes, staph already lives on your skin. Yeah, yeah. So Staphylococcus aureus, like you're gonna have times um, where you have something on your skin that's actually the same species as something that's going to infect you. The big difference is that you have Staphylococcus aureus already, but maybe there's a new ability or something, or new DNA that it needs in order to change into that malignant, like that bad type of cancer. It could be an opportunist infection with now it's like invading into your body. But yeah, you have a lot of microbes already living on you, which is kind of cool. Which kind of cool, right? John Stone, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. What's up? What's on your mind?
Yeah, so this is all my personal opinion. All my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. Your internet's
Yeah,
cutting
I
out.
despise the left.
Uh huh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you always talk out. Yeah, it's like always your first sentence.
My personal opinion, yeah.
Well, I ended that you despise the left.
Uh, Yeah, I fucking despise the left, man.
Do you think that you would like do that if we were like hanging out in person, though? Do you think that the anonymity of the internet allows you to be like more hateful than you would normally?
Well, yeah, I would tell you what I think, but I don't, I could probably have a conversation with you where I could tell you that we would be civil, but some people on here I can't be.
Well, I mean, you have a like you. I'm assuming that you have a job and that you would have people that you work like amicably with in order to do a job, in order to make things or do things, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about liberals. I'm not talking about Bill Maher. I'm not talking about Ed and Brian Krasenstein. I'm not talking about Piers Morgan.
Okay.
I'm not talking about Sam Harris. Talking about a very dangerous, violent strain of thinks that they are morally superior and they are justified in what they're doing. I don't know. Do you think are you a liberal? Are you on the left?
Well, I
Where do
mean,
you put yourself?
who would you say is this group's leader? It's a really powerful group, apparently. So I mean, who's the leader?
Herbert Marcuse.
Isn't that guy dead?
Herbert Marcuse.
Herbert Marcuse.
Yes.
Herbert Marcuse, the German American philosopher that's dead in 1979. You think that's the leader?
Yes.
This hasn't been around in
He is the father of the
46
left.
years.
Yeah.
I know, but who's the current leader? of this group that you're
You asked me for a
avid.
leader. I told you one.
I know. Well, the leader is usually alive and the leading the group. That's the whole idea of it. It doesn't sound like maybe it's an ideological, previously quoted a leader, maybe, but like, I mean, that's not
If you
a
want,
current leader.
if you want, if you want leaders who are alive, the squad.
The squad. Okay. So what are the squad doing?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Well, they're far left, right?
Yeah, but what are they doing that's like negatively impacting your life so much?
They are promoting an agenda of a villainization of straight white men, a feminization of young men, a glamorization of homosexuality, a an idea that riots are okay if it's from the left, and this is what's wrong with them.
But they're promoting an agenda. I mean, that seems very ephemeral. How are they actually how is that being forced on you?
Okay, so in the last 30 years, we have seen an ideology of the left that it was political correctness probably around the time you were 5 years old, okay? That the primary problems of Western civilization and the world are because of straight white men. Is that wrong?
Do straight white men still exist?
Yes.
Okay, so then I guess they haven't been very successful, huh? So then what do you
Okay, so
what's
here's the thing though, right? Like,
okay.
okay, so straight white men like me and
Hmm.
there's straight white men like you where
Allegedly,
you
you don't know.
feel that you have to forever kowtow, apologize, talk about your white privilege, or there's like men like me who say, no, fuck this. We're not doing this.
What's it
We're not
ever
doing it anymore.
what part of your life has been impacted by this directly?
Um, what part of my life has been impacted by this?
Yeah. Yeah, like what are, like
That
give
that
me an
the
example.
left the left is subverting Western civilization. That's what.
But like your life. No, I mean like you're like what in your life are you like being denied? Like what freedoms are you being denied? How is your liberty being taken from you? Like just give me an example. Like yeah, I mean this is you hate these people. So obviously you have like lived experiences. I just want to talk about them.
Yeah, so in the corporate world that I worked in telecom, I see that it's much easier for people of color to be promoted.
You've never gotten promoted before?
Or no? No.
How
Nope.
long have you worked at some place?
Well, like I said, I don't like corporations, so I would only probably stay around for a few years anyway.
Well, why would
But
they promote
all
someone that's
I'm
only been
trying to
staying
tell
around for
you
2 years,
is
man? I
that
mean,
that
that's not how you get a promotion. You gotta like work
if
through something, and then
a
you gotta
a
go and like.
person is a
Why would someone promote you if you're not obviously not into it and you're not like actually maintaining the corporate structure and the culture there? And you said you hate organizations and corporations, so then why would
dude,
they promote you?
the last telecom company I was at, I was there for 6 years.
6 years? Okay, and you never got
Yeah,
promoted
six
there?
years. Yeah. No.
Okay. I mean, what? Why? I mean, like, was there like, was it a bit small company? Didn't not a lot of business? Like, what's going on?
No, it was a large corporation.
And other people around you are
Large
getting,
corporation.
and other people around you are getting promoted.
Yeah, but dude, it's not that big a deal. All I'm trying to tell you
Well, I mean,
is that it is much easier for 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 people of color to be promoted to lower levels of management. That's all I'm trying to tell you. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me too much,
that
but
this is what you hate these people. So, like, what do you mean it
I
doesn't
think
matter
that's
to you?
true, is
This
it
is
not?
like an animating point of your life, man. I mean, this is something that you give a lot of weight, and you come onto TikTok lives talking about, and you like
You
spew toxicity into people's lives, and you're really pushing this. So, like, obviously you've been really animated throughout your life in order to do this. So I don't understand what the dichotomy here is. Like, it seems like your life hasn't really been impacted at all by
What's the
this, but yet you're
toxicity?
coming in. What do you mean? You coming in here saying that you despise these people and that you think that they're awful? I mean, that's like that. Isn't that toxic?
Yes, I fucking left. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We
because
already heard you. We
well,
already heard
because
you.
you were for. Yeah. Okay. You're for lockdowns, right?
I don't. I mean, in general, if we need to for a public health thing, yeah. I mean, there are times and places, yeah.
But you're for protests too in the summer of 2020.
Yeah, I mean, outside it was, pretty, it was okay. I think,
Yeah.
like a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Okay.
every business was going
So
outside.
if we're all locking down to protect grandma, why would you
Uh,
be for protesting?
well, it was like large. It was protesting's outside, so it's not like a bunch of people in a confined area, so it's not that bad. But I mean, they're
Oh, well, they
large.
closed the beaches in California, didn't they?
Wait, are you saying that they're
Did they
illegal?
close the beaches in California?
So you think that there were illegal people that were on the beaches?
Well, I'm just saying that if you're for lockdowns
Yeah.
and you're for the beaches being closed in California, why would you be for protesting?
No, I mean,
Because
I'm
it's more
very pro
important,
it.
right?
I think that we should take the National Guard and you should invade the cities and jail people.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, would you be okay with that?
Absolutely.
You'd be okay with that since they broke the law.
Yeah.
You'd be okay. So
Well, you see, the left is fucking crazy. You think
wait,
dudes are women.
okay, so it's okay when Trump does it, but when nobody else does it, that's a bad thing.
Well, Trump reluctantly agreed to 2 weeks to slow spread, right?
He didn't reluctantly. I mean, he called it a fake pandemic and didn't say that it was real for 3 months, and then he finally like did a 2 week suggested stay home. I wouldn't, it wasn't like a lockdown, but
On the recommendation of Fauci and Bricks, right?
it's not
On the
Fauci. It's the
recommendation of
entire
Fauci and Bricks,
CDC.
or
It's
no?
like all of science that was talking about it.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Well, how did the experts do during C19, Greg? How'd they do?
Amazing. Yeah, really
And
good.
you're still getting a vax, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
amazing.
scheduled this week.
Really?
Yeah. Why is it okay for
Hmm.
Trump to lock up and jail American citizens, but it's not okay to suggest stay home people in order to save lives?
Well, I'm just saying, if we were locking down, why would you be for protests?
I'm for both. Yay, we are Stardust.
You're for
Nice.
both.
Yeah, yeah, because I think that's important. 8, 36. Yeah, I think you can be for both. I think you can. I think you can safely and like you can safely protest, and I mean, honestly, I personally I think that like going down and just standing outside is probably one of the least effective forms of protest. I like civil disobedience is usually a little bit more effective as long as it's followed by some type of direct action. So like in general, in a democracy, I think that it's protesting is more of like community building than it is about like actually solving any direct harm.
All I'm trying to tell you is that if we're all trying to protect grandma,
Hmm.
why would you be for protesting over George Floyd?
Because there's authoritarians like Trump that want to come in and pull grandma from her bed and handcuff her and then throw her in jail without a warrant. So you have to try to organize politics in order to stop people like Trump from getting into office.
Oh, well, wait, but you were for vaccine passports and mandates, weren't you?
In fields, in certain fields, yeah, absolutely.
Is that not authoritarian?
No, I mean because there's lots of requirements, safety requirements that you have to do in order to fulfill jobs. It's like completely normal.
Oh, did the vax stop transmission?
It lowered it, yeah.
Bullshit.
Okay, all right. That's some
Bullshit.
real. It's a lot of evidence that your support you're giving me there.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh well, how about the European Commission? What in 2022?
Hmm.
It never stopped transmission, did it?
It didn't stop it
It did.
entirely, but it lowered the rate that you could transmit because it lowered your viral load. So it's like decreasing the amount of virus that's in your body, so it decreases the amount that you can spread to other people. Yeah, it absolutely does. It did. Yeah.
I told you, Greg. I think me being around you, if you've been recently vaxxed, is a danger to my health
Yeah, and you're wrong.
because you're
Yeah.
transmitting something. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving any medical advice, but that's what I believe.
Okay.
They're
Okay. I mean, there's
experimental gene therapies.
it's not, but
Gene therapies? No,
no, they're not. It's a
no.
vaccine.
Well,
Vaccines
why
are
did why did
anything that is produced inside the body in order to induce immune response, and so that your body can learn from it, so the immune system can learn. So you can, with lipid nanoparticle coated nucleotides, do and deliver gene therapy approaches. You know, a lot of that gene therapy approaches is what it started with in 2015. So that's actually a great point, and that's why the
yeah
COVID vaccine
environmental
isn't new. It
environmental
actually isn't
exposure?
new technology. So you're right in the fact that they've been around for since gene therapies in 2015, and the technology wasn't a first use. So
Okay, so but isn't why were the documents from Pfizer, why did they want to suppress them for 75 years?
they didn't. They haven't. And
Or am
everything's
I wrong?
open. Yeah, the Moderna
No,
test.
no,
Nope.
they
Yep. The
haven't. No.
Moderna, the Pfizer stuff is all there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think the vax is totally safe and effective? What are you on now?
It's
About
safe.
7? Is that
It's
what you're
safe
doing?
and effective. Yeah. Yeah.
How many have you gotten?
I was getting two a year for like 2 years. So then, and then one after that. So probably two, um, 6 or 7. And then I've gotten a flu vaccine every year for since I was like 1 years old. I've gotten like every virus. I mean, every vaccine as a kiddo. I got a Tdap booster when my wife was pregnant. Um, yeah. So yeah, I get lots of vaccines, man. 6, 7, exactly.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, trigger warning. That doesn't sound like someone that should have a medical license. So okay.
And you don't think that the recently vaxxed with mRNA are harmful to the unvaxxed?
No.
They're
What's
not
the
transmitting
mechanism?
spike protein. They're not
What's
transmitting anything. That
how does the spike protein get out of your body?
exosomes,
Okay. How does an
exosomes
do
through
you know what an
exhalation
exosome is?
touch. No,
You know what an exosome is?
yes, it's exhalation. Exhalation.
Your
No,
epithelial cells on your skin aren't the ones that are producing the aren't producing the antibody response. Those nucleotides are being injected intramuscularly, and they're creating it inside your muscle, and your muscle isn't on
okay.
the outside of your body, so you're okay.
So environmental exposure is not a thing.
Of a communicable disease,
No,
environmental exposure is of the virus itself when you actually breathe as well, and so
of
on.
the mRNA vax. Of the mRNA vax. No.
Doesn't happen. No, it doesn't happen. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we're just living on alternate fucking planets. We're living on alternate fucking planets, and that's okay.
I mean, where do you get your information from?
But I would. Well, how about page 67 and 69 of the Pfizer documents? Why don't you look at that? Why don't we pull it up
Okay.
right now?
Okay. What is it? Pfizer 67? What?
Page page 67 and 69 of the Pfizer documents. Yes.
Okay. Pfizer page 67. I don't know of like which documents of like what. There's lots of documents that they have.
Environmental exposure. The mRNA vax.
Page 67,
They're
environmental
experimental gene
exposure.
therapies.
I, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm like, what page? I'm like trying to look up what you're talking about, dude. Oh, you gotta have like a document that I can read, man. I can't just like be. Oh, nice, Baha. You're awesome.
All right, hang
Okay,
on. I'll find it. Just
okay. Just there's other people on the line. Just find it and come back on. Okay. All right. Thanks, dude. I got double vax. Let's go. 86, 383, 830. Oh my gosh, 838. Baha. You're doing a great job. Good job, dude. 3, 2, 1. Nice, guys. Amazing work. You are amazing. Thank you for getting vaccinated. We appreciate you. We love people who get vaccinated here. We celebrate them. We celebrate every vaccine every single time. That's what we do here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I think Michelle is first and then Richard Payton.
Hello.
Hi, Michelle. How's it going?
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
I wanted to jump on here and share my personal experience and my current situation. I got the COVID vaccine. During COVID, I was actually in nursing school
Okay.
and doing clinicals. So obviously, I had to get vaxxed, and I'm so glad that I did. 3 years after the pandemic broke out, I did contract COVID from my daughter because she was in school.
Uh huh.
And I thought I had long COVID for about a year and dealt with a lot of the fatigue
Mm.
and some other symptoms. I thought I had upper respiratory infection, went to the hospital, come to find out I am in final stage heart failure as a
No.
result of the COVID virus, not the
Yeah.
vaccine, the
Oh my
virus.
gosh.
And I am terminally ill, living in a state where Medicaid does not cover heart transplants.
Oh my
Only Medicare
gosh.
does. And I am expected to I was told I would only live till about March. A year. They gave me a year ago almost.
Oh my
But
gosh.
with a lot of work and the right medication, I'm hoping to live a little bit longer. My EF, which is your ejection fraction for
Yeah.
people in the chat, is only 13%. So my heart only pumps about 13% of what it should.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So yeah, it's a struggle. And what is upsetting about this administration for me is the fact that we're rolling back health insurance requirements for the companies to cover certain medications and things of that nature. So when I'm on a regimen that's working, I happen to go to the pharmacy to pick up my meds and find out, oh no, we had to switch things. We called your doctor
Oh
to
my
switch them because
gosh.
your insurance no longer covers certain meds. And I am 44 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So it is, I'm a veteran. I served in the National Guard, so I don't have VA benefits. I just have regular benefits, Medicaid. And it's very frustrating because even if I wanted to pursue getting a heart transplant, there's no way I could afford it. I'm on disability now. I get $1,000 a month. And nobody in America should have to die because they have a lack of resources.
Exactly.
And not just for me, like, yeah, I'm upset about me, but I've made peace with dying. But I think of all the other people that are being affected right now that aren't at peace with their situation and want to continue fighting. And I just pray that this administration gets their act together so that they're able to get the care that they deserve.
Oh my
So
gosh,
that's
Michelle.
my story.
My heart
And
goes
that
out
is
to
why.
you.
Thank you. I love my country. I am an independent, but I did vote for Harris. And I voted for everyone in the country, not just myself, because it wasn't difficult to see this happening. We had the whole plan there in Project 2025. So I'll just continue trying to fight and continue trying to make this place a little bit better with the time that I have left. But please, people, get vaccinated. Please, please, please. I was completely okay until I got COVID. I literally started with antivirals within 24 hours of being symptomatic. And it just tore through my heart.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I'm so sorry.
oh, it's something. We're discussing right now whether or not we want to try to fundraise for heart transplant so I don't have to wait 2 years.
Yeah.
And there are a couple different organizations out here in Nevada that could possibly help. So we're just trying to see what will work. So that's my story here.
Thank you for sharing. I'm so
Absolutely.
devastated, and I'm so sorry. Science and the technology that comes from it is really hard to do. Really, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money to do, and that's why we do it at a national level at the federal government. To try to solve these bigger problems, and people are saved that we don't meet yet. When we do these new treatments, this new technology and stuff, and as a scientist, like the idea that something that we could develop and we could have on hand, and that we've done all the hard work, is just funding it would
Well,
actually
yeah, and
stop
that's what's
anyone from getting
really
it.
it's really upsetting when I was in nursing and for a nursing student, it's like to hear all of this money that's being taken away from research and grants. And America has some of the smartest people in the world. Why are we not funding them instead of funding the removal of, people that have been here for 20 years, that contribute to society positively, that have built their lives here, that have never even been to their country of origin or their parents' country of origin?
Yeah.
We can do so much better. And even what it comes down to is politicians need to stay out of medicine. Any treatments that we get should be between us and our medical provider,
Yeah.
and there should be no infringements. I don't want a lawyer telling me what healthcare to get
Yeah.
or not get.
I think
So,
I think I understand what you're trying to say, but I think that science is inherently political. But what you're trying to say, and what I think is better wording that we should be more exact with, is like science shouldn't be ideological. Like science is
yes,
political. The
yes.
funding of science is absolutely political because that's a national thing, and that's something that we have to fight for, right? But like it
Yeah.
shouldn't be a political ideological pawn that is played back and forth because these are people's lives, you
No,
know?
thank
And
you for pointing that out to me,
yeah,
because I would not have recognized that on my own. Yes, and especially when it's used just to, win votes on from one particular group or another.
exactly. It's gross.
So it's yeah, and let's face it, mortality rates in pregnant women is on the rise, and it
It's awful.
shouldn't be that way at all.
We're one of the highest in the world. Like it's wild. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't. And instead of people taking it and wanting to better it, it's the let's do home births. Let's do even more risky births. Let's. You're like, no, dude, it's so crazy. But
Well, I mean, when we look at the fact that, like, if you're 35, it's considered as like a geriatric pregnancy
yeah,
or
high
whatever the
risk.
case. High risk. Yeah. I mean, I was preeclamptic when I had my daughter, and
Hmm.
thank goodness I was in the hospital because I
Exactly.
was induced and had a safe delivery. But I couldn't imagine being in a place like Texas or another deeply red state that,
Yeah.
if something had went sideways and I lost a baby, now I'm looking at jail time on top of the loss of my child.
Exactly. The life-saving medical procedure is also called
Oh,
elective abortions. You know, and it's
yes.
the idea that there's actually a mother that's in our community that her daughter was one of those ones that was ping ponged around 3 different emergency room visits. She's bleeding, in pain. None of them want to touch her or take her in until she's like in septic shock and actually actively dying. And it
Yeah.
was only until that time that they were like actually like, okay, now her life is actually threatened enough that we can do work on it, and they
Well,
never
yeah, they're
could bring her
risking their
back.
medical license, and they're risking prosecution if something happens and they have to terminate a pregnancy to save the mother's life, and
Yeah.
someone somewhere decides that's not the case. I actually, when I became pregnant with my daughter, lived at a pro-life ministry who had a
Oh
quote
wow.
unquote pregnancy center.
Uh huh.
Essentially, women would come in for pregnancy tests, and we were instructed to show them a particular video, which was just propaganda. It was
Mm-hmm.
it's watching a DNC take place. I don't know how to say it without
Yeah.
getting in trouble,
Yeah. Yeah.
but from inside the womb,
Huh.
and to essentially scare women into keeping their baby. And I couldn't stomach it. I couldn't almost pretend like you're a healthcare provider, but in
Yeah.
reality, you're not.
Hmm. Yeah. It's a lot of people that aren't following politics enough, like to know what's going on with Roe versus Wade, but then winds up being pregnant, and then 5 years later tries to get life-saving medical procedures and says, "Wait, what happened? What's changed? Why do I have to go to a different state now? Why do I have to spend a week in Nevada, like or New Mexico, or whatever?"
Hmm.
It happens, and I hope that like these stories and stuff are we don't forget about them because they're all, it's sad to say, but they're preventable deaths, right? People didn't have to
Right.
die. It was a choice that these people did not get this medical procedure when we had it. Oh, thank you, Shannon.
And
Thank
I'd
you for
like to
saying
put
that
it
to your
out
shower.
there
Thank you.
also, for as long as I am alive.
Mm,
If anybody ever sees me on a live, or you're here in the live right now, add me, and you hear of somebody that needs medical care and needs a place to stay, they're more than welcome to stay in my home while they receive that care in Nevada. because I would hate to see a woman lose her life for nothing. So that offer will be open until I'm gone.
Wow. You're so selfless. Thank you for doing that. You're,
Well, thank you for having me up and allowing me to share my story. I really appreciate it.
wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Man, it's so crazy because I talk to so many anti-vaxxers that use their service, quote unquote service, as a cudgel, and it's obviously there wasn't service of anyone other than themselves. And someone like you, it sounds like you were actively, selflessly, like serving and being a part of giving back to the country, and that makes me happy to have met you.
It's very, very important to remain open, honest, and share our stories without fear of, judgment or anything, because you may be judged, but it may save somebody's life, and that's what's important. So thank you very, very
Thank
much
you,
for having
Michelle.
me. Have a wonderful night.
Yeah, I think, and keep us a bridge, like what's going on. Okay, stay in
Absolutely,
touch. Okay,
absolutely. I'm starting a new cardiologist in 2 weeks.
awesome.
So
Please come
awesome.
back and let us know the updates. Like seriously.
I absolutely will stay in touch. Thank
Okay,
you so
cool.
much.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
All right, guys. What a powerful 44. Man, that is so sad. That's what my mom said a lot last week, was like, life is so short. So, yeah, we're going to go Richard Payton and then AAA.
Dr.
Hi.
Craig,
Hi,
thank
what's
you
up?
for being here again tonight.
What's up, man? Oh, yeah. Good, good.
Yeah, we've spoken before.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
remembering.
well, I'll tell you what, man. I do appreciate. I appreciate, the intellect that you bring to these conversations.
Thanks, man.
More to the point, um, I think what I admire and respect more than that is the fact that you are also, more than anything, you're a teacher. And that, to me, I mean, because, as I said, I'm not a scientist. I was trained differently. I
Mhm.
think a bit differently. And I want to hear someone else. I want to hear someone who has experience, someone that has knowledge, actually cut through nonsense and maybe offer a better sense and maybe a correct path to understanding and appreciation of it. Um, I do have to say this: the last story that, the last person you had on your live,
Yeah,
it's absolutely utterly heartbreaking.
yeah, I know.
Um, I wish her nothing but the best. Um, More to the point, anyone that is following your live, I
Hmm.
would certainly want to say it is incumbent upon all of us to find a way to help her.
Thank you.
Um,
Hmm.
but you know what? All that said, I did read something that recently that I found that made me think of you directly.
Okay.
There was a paper that was published. It was actually showing that, certain mRNA vaccines
Hmm.
basically um, might have some very significant efficacy for cancer.
Okay.
And, and that to me was one of those very interesting sort of, that was one of those very interesting things that kind of showed up. And I'm going like, okay, so yeah, maybe some of the work that we've done, that scientists have done in that regard, has is somewhat applicable. So, and you know what? Look, I know you might have some other people that want to jump in,
You're good. You're
want
good.
to challenge you, but more to the point, I just want to say, A, again, thank you. B, let's help the last person that was out there. Let's find a way to make sure that she sees, her daughter grow up. And then,
Yeah, man.
you know, more to the point, I follow you, I respect you, and
Thank you.
I truly admire what you do. Thank you
Oh,
so much.
thank you, man. That was really kind of you, Richard. Thank you.
Well, just me being me, man. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Bye. Have a good
Indeed.
night.
Be good.
That was very nice. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, man. Thanks, dude. Yeah, that was very nice. Triple
Hi, how
A.
are you?
Good, man. What's up?
All good. Sorry, maybe a little bit off your topic. It's more about the cost of insurance in the US.
Okay.
I'm not a US citizen. I traveled there. I have my cousins in the US. They are citizens over there.
Uh-huh.
So I was listening to the lady prior, her story and about the cost.
Yeah.
People in the US, I don't think they understand that the situation you have with your insurance is not the standard.
Yeah, it's
It's
the only place
the
in the world
anomaly.
that's like that. Yeah, it's wild.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had in UAE, I was in UAE, United Arab Emirates, when I had COVID. Okay. I did the test. I got positive. I had problem breathing. I called. There was an emergency number at the time. The government make it. They come. They pick me up. I was basically in quarantine for 30 days, including 6 days under oxygen, taking it.
Wow.
And how much did this cost me? Nothing.
Huh.
It was covered by the government.
When you say quarantine, like what was were they like locking you down? Like what was the idea? What was
I was in a room. I
Uh-huh.
was in a room, basically, getting my food delivered. My phone is with me, everything. I called my boss. My boss just say, stay there until they let you out. Because again, it's a government law. They issue the law that
Yeah.
whatever has happened, you're going to follow it. Even companies, private sector, they had to follow it. It's not optional.
So this is
And they said, we'll cover the cost.
and this is a little weird, but because you probably have civic duty and you wouldn't have even thought to do this, but a lot of Americans thinking right now, listening to this, they would think, well, what's stopping you from just leaving? Why are you staying there?
I can leave, but I was sick.
Oh, okay. You can
I
leave?
was
Like,
under oxygen.
you could like just walk out?
I could walk out anytime if I want to. It wasn't a jail. It was just like, please stay in there until we make sure that everything is fine. They were making tests every day, giving me medicine every day. Food is
Gotcha.
delivered. I was under oxygen. A doctor comes every day to check on me. After 30 days, they told me, okay, you look fine. Your oxygen levels is good. You can leave.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the second part, I'll give you another example. In Jordan, my mom lived there. We're originally Palestinian, but we hold the Jordanian passport. Unfortunately, my mom last year got cancer. We
Oh, I'm
discovered
sorry,
she have
man.
a breast cancer that spread a little bit. You can Google it, Al Hussein Cancer Center in Jordan. It's like, it's kind of at the top in the region. She have been getting treatment for right now 1.5 years. During this treatment, she got 2 operations, one in her back. She's getting medicine that we know it's extremely expensive every month. All of this done, again, paid 100% by the government. We're not paying a penny. Even though my mom didn't have insurance that covered that.
Wow.
Because the government concept over there is they look at your financial status, you can pay it, end of the story, we'll pay it.
Yeah, I don't
And
know why the United States we have the money and we would even bail out the insurance companies if they went under, right? If help Blue Cross went under, like the US taxpayers would bail out that company so that they wouldn't go bankrupt so that people could get health insurance again. And yet here we are, we were paying for it. And then every time that people make a bad decision, like being unvaccinated and causing these measles outbreaks, which costs $46,000 a patient, all that healthcare costs goes up. So then those pools of insurance premiums that the companies pay, that cost goes up as well. So like someone's increased healthcare costs in the United States spikes everyone's healthcare cost. So we are in a spiral. I don't understand why people don't just see that healthcare can be free at the point of service, and who that doctor charges can either be your health insurance company or it could just be the federal government, and the health insurance company is just a middleman.
True. But here is the thing that I believe over there is, again, it's the government fault and you can't blame anyone else.
Yeah.
For example, when I was also Qatar and UAE have basically the same health code, Jordan as well. The insurance companies doesn't have the right to reject treatment that is essential. It's not something they can decide on it. For example, when I had my appendix removed in Qatar, like it cost, I'm paying insurance normally, so it cost me around, like the whole operation, medication, everything cost me around $200. This was for vitamins, basically.
Okay.
After the operation. And the insurance company, if they, for example, reject any kind of essential that the government find unreasonable, they will have to pay damages for the patient.
Yeah.
And not a small one, and they might get blocked from the market. It's not a joke over there.
Yeah.
In most countries. I believe the issue with the US is you have, like, don't get me wrong, like a lot of middlemen. Like you have a lot of administration fees that
Exactly.
is not supposed to be there at all.
I agree.
It's not unregulated business, and this is like healthcare. You're supposed to regulate this. This is the government job. I know a lot of people in the US have the mentality that, oh, government is bad. No, government is good. The job of the government is to regulate, make sure people doesn't get hurt. This is the government job. This is why also one of the reasons when I saw Trump removing a lot of regulation, he's saying we want the factories to come back.
Yeah.
Regulation didn't come out of vacuum. They came out because companies was doing bad thing. They stop it by putting regulation on the companies so they don't do the bad thing. 99% of regulation, this is the standard for it. So I don't understand, to be honest with you, the US mentality for outsider like me. It's really weird. Really, really weird.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. Like the problem is that a lot of people in the United States think that patriotism in the United States means that you are an individual. You're fighting for the individual's right only. And it's just about one person, me, and the freedom and liberty that I have and that I can choose in order to what I do. And they don't realize, I mean, the founding documents of this country was to make a government for the people, by the people, and so exactly what you're saying, when we don't like the government and we distrust the government, that's a mirror, man. That's a mirror. That's just saying that we don't trust each other at this point, right? That's the thing. Like, because we, through our representatives, we are electing these people that are, they're a reflection of how people are and what they believe. And now, like, you have a lot of conspiratorial Congress people, for example, because a lot of the United States is conspiratorial now. And now we have a lot of people that are fake patriots that think that they represent what the United States is, when in actuality they represent nobody but themselves.
True. So this is what I just wanted to say. The system that you have, no one have it, basically. I never heard any countries around the world that
Nobody would choose it. Nobody would choose.
No one would go, because if for example, even a dictatorship, if they implement the same health system that you have in their area, they would be overthrown.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm
Dude,
serious.
I know. No, you're right. I mean, but that's that you're highlighting the hypocrisy that is so true because people think that um that there's no a lack of freedom in somewhere like the UAE, but in reality, when you have your healthcare figured out and you know that you're going to be taken care of, like, like basically how I describe it is like, I want you, stranger, to have the same healthcare that my mom would get, right? Everyone gets the same level of healthcare that they would want their family to get. And everyone's entitled to that as like, being a good person and a good human being. But
Ah,
we don't incentivize that. We don't spend money towards that. We don't spend governmental money towards that. We don't put it into our budget, but we all pay that. We pay, as the United States, pay 2 times for healthcare than anyone else in the world, second only to Canada, and we still pay 2 times what Canada pays for worse healthcare outcomes. So it's like it's wild. Oh, Sheepadoodle. What's up, brother? Nice seeing you, dude.
So I have to go. Look,
Mm.
I'm not in any way pro dictatorship, just to
Yeah.
clarify.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think it's a variable system to survive. But there was an enemy long time ago. I saw it. Okay.
Yeah.
And one guy was trying to take control. Anyway, he said one word, to be honest with you, is still ringing in my head. He said, a competent dictator is better than a democracy of fools. I don't know if it is true,
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's a good point,
but
dude.
but to be honest with you, you reach the point you have neither.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's I don't think the US is a democracy anymore. From your system, gerrymandering, the way lobbies work, the two-party system, like
Yeah.
everyone who look from the outside can see that your system is rigged in a way that you have only one restaurant in town,
Yeah.
and they give you beef or chicken and give you the illusion that you can choose, even though they make the dish one day prior.
Exactly, brother. Exactly.
So I hope all the best for you guys.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I
Yeah,
have to go.
appreciate your
Take care.
perspective. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Sheepadoodle. Let's go, dude. Welcome back, Sheepadoodle. You got 2 vaccines for your kiddo, dude. Let's go. Good parent, man. Good parent. Guys, let's Sheepadoodle, one of the first people in my streams, man. When I was streaming to like 10 people, Sheepadoodle was one of those 10, like literally. Dude's an original supporter. So this one, guys, this is a very special Vax party, okay? That's what I'm just trying to lay it out there. Sheepadoodle, legend, man. And 3, 2, 1, 840. Sheepadoodle, you're awesome, man. Good work. Yeah, I think like I understand what people say why the United States isn't a democracy anymore and we've lost a lot of that voting power and I agree like it's corrupt, but if we don't say that it's a democracy, then it gives people more leeway to take away more democratic elements, right? Because they're going to say that it's not going to look like we care about those elements. And in reality, those democratic elements are my favorite part of the United States. So so if we say there's 0% democracy left, that's and there's still some outline of it, then they will just attack it all and take it all. So and I don't even like, I mean, guys, like to be honest with you, like I thought that we were falling into fascism in 2016. So people are like saying now, like, man, I think it feels like we are we are descending into this direction. In my opinion, we've been descending into this direction since 2016. We're just full blown crisis mode into it right now. There's alarm bells going off everywhere. It's the fully intoxicating and enwrapment of the corporate and political faces of our societies have been entangled to an absurd amount. I wouldn't say that it's been. I wouldn't say that Reagan was the fascist takeover. So I definitely think that like Trump was definitely something uniquely different. Hi Jennifer. I know Nightflyer. It's crazy. Um. Okay, that one guy. Okay. I mean, there's like the academic like argument that you know liberals are fascist too, and because of imperialism and stuff like that. But I, um, I wouldn't agree. I mean, I don't think that like the U.S. has really been imperialist since Hawaii, which we definitely it was the annexation of a sovereign nation. So that's definitely a thing. But I don't think that we're like imperialists nowadays. So I wouldn't agree with that. Mom Donnie probably, yeah, for sure. Shibadoodle. I think a lot of his ideas I don't know enough about them, like to have done my research to see how successful they're going to be. But I think that mayors should be, that's where we try out the new ideas. Genuinely, those are the labyrinths of democracy and the laboratories of democracy. I mean, um, so I think, thanks, that one guy. Thank you. It's true. You got me. You got me. Um, I think that that's where we want to try like some more radical ideas to see what actually works and what's effective, like the Stockton UBI. I thought that was like a really cool experiment, for example. So, and those are etiquette. That's that that's the case studies that we can use in order to make arguments for things at the state level and then the federal level, right? Yeah, I thought Beto like was, yeah, I thought he was good. I thought he was fine. It's true, Bailey. It's actually very true. Um, it's hard to win the U.S. since it's so geographically huge. Yes, Kirby, that's a really good point. E- There are a lot of like sectarian groups in the United States that geographically, they are very different, and the politics of one area isn't going to necessarily track to everything else. So, but the wild thing is that the politics of local races becomes national news now, like the New York City mayor's race. Like, why would you ever actually care about that? It has no material impact in your life whatsoever. He thinks that Reagan was just another liberal. Oh, okay. So you're making the academic leftist argument. I don't understand what you're trying to make. I'm saying that like since Reagan, well, you're saying I don't, I'm saying that yeah, he's you said since the 80s that it's been a fascist, and I'm just saying that I don't think that Reagan was ushering in fascism. So I don't think that Reagan was a fascist. And technically Reagan was still liberal. That's a boring take. Yeah, that's boring. Yeah, if you think that Reagan and Trump tracked 1 to 1, then you're completely out of lunch. You're trying to be like a yeah. I'm sorry. What's scary is the Republicans don't realize that they have the most affected by Medicaid cuts. So true, Juliana. So true. So much of the rural states in all of our states are Republican. It's wild. It's so true. Yeah, I mean Reagan. So Reagan was like a conservative in the fact that he rolled back a lot of regulation, that he stopped a lot, like deregulated solar, for example, and pushed a lot of money outside of, federal programs, and absolutely. So the idea that he wasn't consuming corporate and political power like together, like the corporate and government structures weren't fused like one, like we have today. I mean, there's nothing that would even be close to the level of corruption that Trump has in the Reagan administration. I mean, that's not even true at all. Why do you think that autism has recently become a major disease? I mean, it's been other things that have been um, consumed. Basically, Asperger's is autism level 1 now. So you have like different things. The umbrella term of autism is increased. I don't think that it's a disease that should be needs to be cured. I mean, that's like, I think that there's lots of different, the brain is a very complicated thing. So think about it like of an engine. As you get, the engine gets more and more complexity inside of it, there's more and more things that could go wrong, more mistakes that could be made, or more things that could be done differently. And basically, when someone grows up, you could have some twists here and some turns here and some screws that are done different ways. So, that's what happens. That's why, inconsistencies are made in the production of a human that makes us all unique and awesome. So, I think that's okay. I genuinely do think that people who don't appreciate diversity of thought, or how different people will interact with the same problem, haven't actually done hard problems. Rapture, wow, that's a really good point. Some level 2s and levels 3s said that they would want to cure. Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I guess he was saying it as in the I guess it's the term disease. That's how my intuition was a negative connotation with the term disease, so that's why I said that. But I think that's a good point. Why do you think the media is the way it is? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of deregulation of media. That was one of the things that he deregulated. Yeah, but it's like it's so diverse now. We don't have like the same 5 or 6 media companies that we had in the 50s. We have even less. We have YouTube. There's more monopoly power and all that kind of stuff now. It's like it's even worse. Yeah, Leslie, that's a good point. GOP doesn't even care about what Reagan did because they only care about Trump. Yeah, they're directly opposed to what Reagan's doing or did as well. They don't care because he was a free market trade guy. So, thank you, Rapture. Okay, that interesting favorite turd. So, why is it suddenly a disease? What's this target coming up on like it is? I see what you're saying. I don't know. I think that it's an easy, low-hanging fruit that a lot of people glob onto because of the discredited 97 study that erroneously linking autism to vaccines, and they're kind of just piling on that, and it's kind of like a way that they can correlate something. And I think it's sad. I think that people with autism are basically being used as a punching bag, and it's sick. I think it's very sick. Okay, that one guy, you can just request, you can talk, you don't have to sit and chat all day, dude. Oh, cool, Jude Myers. Nice. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, interesting. Favorite turd. Can't call it your fave. Can't call it. They say autistic like it's a bad thing. Yeah, Brennan. I mean, something that someone has recently said, maladaptive, said to me was like there's like bigotry and saying how all these people, like every type 1 autistic person is Rain Man or something like that. That's also like a kind of a like bigotry kind of thing, and it's stereotyping someone. I thought that was like a really salient point. Um, all right, maladaptive. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. 8:41. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Love it. Love it. Do I have my own stickers? Oh, I do. I didn't know if I had my own stickers. Cool. That's nice. Like, do I have to subscribe? Do I have to do I have to super fan my own TikTok live in order to get the stickers? No, I do have access to them. I do have access to them. It's funny how Republicans tell us that we are afraid, but they're the ones who are afraid of diversity. Yeah, exactly, Juliana. It's like it's a it's the same thing with all xenophobia, where it's kind of like anyone else could be infringing on my right to do something, um, even though I'm not doing it. Like, like all these people against H-1Bs, but like, do they compete with anyone for an H-1B? Is there a single person that's competing against them for an H-1B? Like, probably not. Like in my field, I do. Like there are people, not at my company that I used to work at, but yeah, there are people that in my job that I do work with and I compete with, like when I submit my application. That's why it's so hard to get a job in science, because it's like, there are global applicants, and but at the same time, those more well qualified people coming to those jobs create more businesses. So that creates a business environment where I, as someone that's in that same field, can actually apply to more businesses, and I have more opportunity because they're all here, right? So it's like bringing more people to the party. When everyone BYOBs, you have a better party, and it's not like a limited amount of liquid. Everyone's bringing their own thing and bringing their own stuff, and it's making it so much better. I think that's what the problem is. They shouldn't make it harder for kids graduating with thousands in debt to find entry level jobs. I agree, Shibadoodle. I think, like, personally, I do think that there should be like a federal jobs program. I really do. I think that it should be the government's job to find everyone a job if they want to work. I mean, if you should be able to say, I want this job, and their job as the government is to at least link these two hands together. So kind of like a jobs board program. And yeah, I think that would solve a lot of problems. But I mean, there are a lot of problems finding jobs, especially in higher tech. A lot of higher education stuff is, hard to get. I think you have to be amenable to like moving. Unfortunately, that just is the scenario that a lot of people are faced with. And hi, Marissa. They come in and they're being very stringent. Unfortunately, but I think that the moving is literally the best way to relieve a lot of that. Is there evidence that more debilitating forms of autism are occurring at higher rates? Ginger mint. My hypothesis would be no, because it's genetic. So you would have to have an evolutionary drive where people are only having more autistic kids because they're choosing to have them with people with more autistic. You know what I mean? It'd be the evolutionary mechanism for that doesn't make any sense. So I would think there'd be so much gene flow in that population that it wouldn't make any sense that's what's happening. We've had to turn people away because of the visa situation. Oh, I'm sorry, Kirby. And that stops people's ability to hire new people here. You know, like you're expanding as a business. You want the best people in the world to be working at your business so that you can be better. You know, that you can do more things. I went to the unemployment office, zero help. I'm sorry, Night Flyer. I mean, guys, there is a careers thing in the Discord. Anyone needs help doing like a CV or a resume, I can help you. I can do mock interviews for you. Like if you do get an interview, so that I can, we can do a mock one on Zoom or Discord or something like that. So genuinely, like if you are looking for a job, or especially in the sciences, I can help you. I've helped over like a dozen undergrads get employed at biotechs in San Diego, and every single one found a job in science. So, yeah, I'm here for you, like genuinely, if you ever need my help. Yes. Let's go, Discord. Let's go. Nice, Ness. It's so sick, isn't it? It's so fun. It's really cool. Oh, I'm sorry, Silly Goose. Nice, Brendan. Nice. Hey, I mean, dude, there's a lot of crossover to data science. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild how ubiquitous data science and algorithms in order to look at data is. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm with you, Silly Goose. I'm with you. Nice, communist. My wife and I have our own Discord server, which is for us. So like, it's really cool. It's a cool way to like organize ideas. So we'll have like to-do lists. We'll have like music that we want to share, like in different channels, and it's really fun just to have it. It's like a good thing. I really like Discord a lot. Hi, Noble Sharon. Hello. I work environmental and we use GIS programs every day. Oh, Kirby, that is rad. Dude, that's so sick. Nice. What do you work on with environmental monitoring or regulations? Probably. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Noble Sharon. Thank you guys. Thank you for the gifts. Let's do some shout outs real quick. Yo. Thank you so much to our last superfan, Dak. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to our Patreons, Mrs. Dr. G, Ado, and Call Me Ness. Thank you so much, guys. Linktree. It's got my Instagram. I'd made a Greg Show Instagram. So I've been mulling around over there. It's been fun. I'm actually getting a lot of traction very quickly on my Instagram somehow. So it's pretty cool. Thank you for all the gifts, guys. Thank you to the top gifters. Priscilla, thank you. Sheepadoodle. So good to see you, man. Kathleen, Brendan, Nightflyer, Bailey, Rapture. Thank you to all the likers. 1 like, 100 like, or 11,000 likes like Ado. Share, Brendan, Injustice Anywhere, Kathleen again, NB Human, Bailey. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. Yeah, my Instagram is open. There's an impersonator right now on my guys, I have an imposter. It's actually true. I have an imposter. Yeah, it's Dr. Greg Show. There you go. I know, right, Bailey? I'm like, it's crazy. Yeah, that'd be great, Juliana. That'd be great. Yeah, this is it, guys. This is my official one. This is my official one. It's just, I'm going to start doing unique content on Instagram, like more personal content. This is me. This is me. And then there's an imposter. Yeah, I just have like, yeah. This is me. And then there's a doctor. This is the doc. This is the light. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, this is the imposter. Do not follow this part. It's private and it's bad. Don't do this one. Don't do this. This is fake. No good. No good. This good. I got the blue check mark and the reels thing. Thank you guys. Thank you for my 10-year-old grandson has autism and is learning coding on his own. Nightflyer, that's amazing. Yeah, dude, there's a really cool programs called like Scratch that allow you to learn programming through kind of like a visual way. It's really, really awesome. There's a lot of really cool stuff, and I'm getting my son. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Okay. We're getting like one of those Lego robots, so it's gonna be sick. It's like $300. It's freaking awesome. Yeah, Kirby. Invitation's the highest form of family flattery. SQL. Oh my gosh, silly goose. You could just do Pythons and like Panda for management, dude. That's like, but yeah, that's it. That's all. You can also do that. Amazing. Yeah, yeah, but I'm with you, man. I've honestly just used GPT for anything that I needed for my coding dreams. So I just vibe code now. Oh, nice. That's cool, silly goose. Nice. Oh, that's so cool. Nice. I love it. Very cool. uh 67. Sorry guys, I wanted to see this. Okay. Anyway, I was trying to look at that Pfizer document that he was talking about and I couldn't find it. I'm taking a bio class right now and I'm learning about fictional beings. Really? Oh, astrobiology? Is that what you're talking about? Traveling to Spain, headed to Morocco today to see family. Wow, cool. I love the European lifestyle. Sweet. That's cool. Headed to Morocco. They live in Morocco, bro? Dang. Damn, bro. Okay, love life, be well. Whatever. Jeez. Oh, cool, man. That's awesome. I just know Morocco from oh, I'm thinking Monaco. Oh my god, how embarrassing. I'm thinking about the um Monaco. Sorry. I thought like the super rich European country. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's completely wrong. Monaco. I'm talking about Monaco. I'm sorry. My bad. Completely wrong. Yeah, exactly. Love life. You know what I mean? So exactly. I was like, dang, wow. Are you guys accepting applications? Like, what's going on? I have to study biology as an engineering student, and I'm dreading it. Oh, just try to have a better um, bioengineering mind, man. I'm off to Italy for a holiday this morning. Nice. Okay, that's awesome. Call me Ness. That's amazing. I hope you have a fun vacation in Italy. They're teaching me made up stuff, features, and I'm like, I want to learn real stuff. Yeah, Brennan, that can be very frustrating. Oh, that's awesome, Nightflyer. Cool. I know. That was the coolest thing. My old company was a European company. So we got like 6 weeks paid vacation a year. It was insane. And they didn't let you keep it either. You had to use it. So it was like people were like, "Well, I got to take my 3-week vacation in the middle of the summer." It was like, "What?" Like, yeah, I mean, I have to use it otherwise. And then there was a mandatory 1-week shutdown in over from Christmas to New Year's. So that was 1 week, and then you were basically had to take 5 weeks of vacation somewhere else. So a lot of times people would be like, yeah, I got to go 3 weeks in China. I got to go. Like, I have to go. Like, I have to use this time. So it's cool. It was awesome. That was the best part about working for a European company for sure. Yes, Aligus. They were until they laid us all off. They were good. They were good. Nice, communist. Just rub it in. I get it. I gotcha. Okay. Next, we're just gonna compare sizes of healthcare bills. Okay, is that what's next? We're gonna show receipts. Is that what's gonna be next? Huh? Longer's better, because it's all the things that we can do, and because there's ours is bigger. Ours is bigger. Oh, really? Is the NHS not fulfilling your needs? I've heard some weird problems, but I mean, nationalized NHS is, yeah, still much better. Still much. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, for everyone's critiques of the NHS, it's always like yeah, but we're never gonna do anything like the Americans do, obviously. But like we want to reform and make it better, kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That makes it that tracks. That tracks. That's cool. I would love. Hey, I would be very interested in your expat stories, communist. Anything you want to share? Yeah, Rapture. I love that's me too. See, I'm like one of the big things. So that the cancer killing algae paper that we had to do had to a lot of mice had to be sacrificed for that. So it was really sad, like in just having to like um sacrifice all those mice in order to do that for your research, like takes a toll on you. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool, Ness. That's awesome. Thank you. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm a plant biologist, just because I love working on microbes and plants for the same reason. And they have like some really cool stuff. Like I really do think photosynthesis is really awesome and utilizing it. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can get you. Okay. So I got a email back yesterday saying that they wanted that they had a good time. They just had to do some internal deliberations. And then today I just got the email saying that they want to check my references and I'm going to have a meeting with the chief science officer. So since it's like since it's a leadership position, like meeting with the CSO is pretty standard. But the fact that they want to like check my references is really good. Yeah, I hope so. So I gave my two best references, and yeah, I'm really excited in order like to be back doing science again, guys. It's like I love it. I love science so much, and doing science and learning new things, and I yeah, I've been doing it for 16 years. You can imagine that. And I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. Very passionate about it. There's a lot of cool new stuff that I could use here. I could use new technologies that I couldn't use previously, like CRISPR. For whatever reason, there's licensing fees and stuff like that. We didn't want to do CRISPR on the other stuff, but now I can use like the latest technology and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be really fun. Really, really fun. And I'm basically the team leader on this thing. So I'm kind of like running the ship, which would be really, really fun. It's a small company, so I have like a big impact, and the people there were really, really nice. I think that was the biggest thing, is that it felt like when I went there, it felt like I was just showing up and everyone was chill and yeah. I mean, there's just a cool feeling that you get when you really connect with people, you know. And it was really cool. Oh, your nest is this. Okay, cool. Okay, silly goose. Yeah, I put you down. I put silly goose down as a personal reference. Yeah, it is a cool opportunity, very awesome opportunity. Well, I know I can see just Ness just being like, man, he is not posting as much as he talks about. Why is he? Did you go without saying in your present? Yeah, you know what's funny is that I didn't. I normally don't in my presentations. I am very slow and deliberating because you don't want to run through your slides, you know, because you can just you've known them so far so much you can just go do, and you can just run through it. So I'm more deliberative in my um, word choice, and looking back at it, watching the video back, I could see that what you guys are talking about, using more fillers than I normally did. But I think it was because I hadn't seen the slides in over a year, and so it was kind of like a dry run through, and it was really imperative that I did it though because it gave me a huge highlight of what I could take out, and it was a lot of stuff that was in my PhD that I think is interesting, but they don't really care. You know, they don't care. It's like it's cool that you did it, you know, but anyway, so what's the other thing that you can do for us, you know? So I got really lucky with this job out of my PhD, and they were really just interested in that. So because of the presentation that we did together, I like 4 times the amount of slides on the parts that they think that they really wanted. So it was really good. My presentation was a lot better because of it, and I used less fillers. So yeah, I think it was good. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool seeing. It was cool reading the comments, and it was like seeing all the things like, what is he doing? Like, oh wow, this is cool, you know. And you guys were like talking to one another, and yeah, Shiba Doodle. So yeah, in my first slide, usually like you do like an intro overview of kind of like who you are. So I just did some kids photos, me and my wife, and then like a jujitsu photo, and I went over that. And one of the co-founders was like, "Well, I guess we know to treat you nicely or something." So, yeah, yeah, it's okay, Bailey. Yeah, no, it was a good feedback, guys. It was good. It was good constructive criticism. No, it's all good. Do you ever video yourself? It was brutal for me to watch. Yeah, yeah, Love Life. Yeah, that we did that on stream. So I did the presentation here, and then kind of so talked to people. Someone came back with some feedback, and yeah, it was good. Yeah, Discord's cool. Discord is very cool. It was really weird is editing my own videos. So you like kind of have to see yourself, and you're just like ugh. That's really weird. Editing videos of yourself is very weird. I mean, I have it online. I don't have it. Maybe I could upload it. Maybe I could do it again or something. Yeah, I don't. I think I don't know how much of it I can make public. It's my own work history, so maybe I could do it. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Yeah. Hello, Sweden. Meow. Meowosaurus. I wore my boutonniere and my white shirt my white collared shirt and like got 5 comments. I think half the company commented on the boutonniere. It was this one actually. It's actually this setup, like this royal blue with this. It's actually kind of, it's dark in here, so it looks darker than it is. Yeah, they all talked about it. Yeah, I understand. I mean, it's cool. I do it. It's a very unique thing that I do. I understand. It's kind of like stands me out, but I think it just like makes it. It's like I'm more formal, but then I'm like having fun with it at the same time. You know what I mean? So I think that it kind of like shows that I'm not taking it too seriously. And yeah, I either get like, oh, are you coming back from a wedding? Or, oh, I like flowers too, or something like. It is a great conversation starter. Yeah. Yeah, Christine. Yeah, I love this boutonniere. It's true. It's my lucky boutonniere. I'm getting COVID and MMR in the morning. Oh, nice, dude. It's a little kook. Yeah, it is a little kooky. Yeah, exactly, Rapture. Yeah, I totally think so too. It's fun. You know, it's a fun thing. Did you see Bill Nye's video about the Constitution? Oh, he was in DC. I did see the clip, but I tabbed out of it. Let's see it. Hey Morgan. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill. Dude, I have all the Bill Nye the Science Guys, and my kids love to watch it. They love it. It's amazing. He is. So,
I like to.
He's so. Guys, I genuinely like you. Really should. Oh, nice, AK, nice. Guys, genuinely go back and watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. And as a content creator, so I've kind of like learned some cuts and I've learned how to like edit videos and stuff, you know, like that what I always thought before I made content, what a content creator was like just talking to a camera and like, oh, I love science, guys. Isn't science cool? But like, especially being a YouTuber, it's like 90% actually like thumbnails, titles, editing, all that kind of stuff. That's like the actual skills of a YouTube content creator, not your camera work. And I looked back for the first time after learning of this editing skills on the Bill Nye stuff, and it's amazing, guys. Genuinely, I think Bill Nye the Science Guy was one of the first like jump cuts, going back and forth, boom, like having like something to say, cutting to something else, like using sound effects. Like it's really cool. I thought it was really impressive. Like really engaging and fun, but like youthful and kept you wondering. Like with the science show, that's like really unique. I just found a lot of the Schoolhouse Rock videos for cheap and nice, so I got them. Nice. Hey, can you refresh us on the truth of the seed oils, like grape seed oil? My sister is afraid of it. Chance, I don't know about that. That's interesting. I don't think that I've heard that it's not like a problem. Like that stuff really isn't. So nothing to say about what, dude? What are you talking about? Staff, what are you talking about? Hepatitis A vaccine. Do I need a booster after 10 years? I travel a lot. That's a good question. I don't know. If it's required for your country, maybe, but I don't think the antibodies like will stop at that much. I auditioned for a Bill Nye show once. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Brittany. Yeah, the seed oils is like a stand. It's more like you're not Chance. You're never gonna be able to like reason someone into a position like that. Like when you're talking to someone, you know, you're not gonna have a factoid that can change their mind. You know, what you want to do is you want to talk to them and ask them questions. Be like, why do you believe this? Why do you think that this is causing this? You know, what's this? You know, what are the studies that are using to inform you? And then they'll say, look, I'm not reading studies at all. I saw it on a YouTube video or something, and you're like, you know, and then you can kind of teach them how to do research themselves. So, um, yeah, I think that's the bigger point. I think. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's tons of different cooking temperatures for oils. That makes sense. Thank you, Salty Witch. a lot of times I talk for those ones who are on the fence, usually the ones also talking art open. There might be a listener who is sure. Yeah, I agree, Silly Goose. Yeah. I find like always asking questions. That's a really good way to be in a conversation where you don't have to know anything about the subject and you can still like learn like why and how um they believe that. You know, because sometimes a lot of people are susceptible to disinformation that they don't even realize. You know, just oh, everyone's talking about it. Okay, who? Everyone who? You know. But can you teach Republicans to do that? You can't if they don't want to. You know, like knowledge is a seed that you plant in someone's brain, but they have to water it themselves. You know, you can't push the hard work of wisdom and intelligence onto someone. You know, it's like they have to want to learn that. And there's no factoid, no nothing that you can say in order to do that. Yeah, he is Helen. He is a writer and performer. That's how it originally started. It was for a public access show. Oh, nice, Love Life. That's gonna be awesome. Oh, thank you, Sheepadoodle. Thank you for saying that, man. That's so cool. That is so cool. It's been a couple people too that were here that were anti-vax and came in and talked to me and stuff. So it's wild, man. I would never have thought that could ever happen, and it makes me really, really happy to that you guys are here. You know, it's awesome. I had a great birthday, Morgan. Thank you for asking. It was really fun. The it was just it was a tough time, you know, because it was like my first birthday without my mom, and and I think like the first year is just going to be everything that I do for the first time. It's going to make me think about my mom, you know, and um, in a good way, you know, in a good way, and yeah. So what it meant for me having my family there because I lost my mom, you know, having my family there and my kids and feeling their love, it felt 1,000 times stronger. Like I was just so in that moment and I could just see their faces and I just felt it. I really felt it. And I was just a lot more in the moment and appreciative. So thank you, Silly Goose. Yeah, I do. I'm very, very, very lucky. Very lucky. And thank you, Morgan. Yeah, so that's what my mom taught me, you know, the power of family, how important family was, her kids were to her. And yeah, it's been, mm, thank you. Thank you for the gifts, guys. It does feel that way, Sophia. I totally agree. Guys, first thing, first thing when someone wears a bow tie, what do you think? Is it tied or not? Okay, that's the biggest thing. See how his bow tie isn't, see how it's not perfectly symmetrical? See how it's like a little ruffled there? That means that this guy is a real man. He's a real man because he ties his own bow ties. Right? That's that's the biggest thing. All right. I'm only half joking. Don't wear a bow tie if it's just going to be a clip on, guys. I'm serious. Do not wear a bow tie if it's just a clip on. You have to own it. It's already a statement. As a guy who wears a boutonniere, okay, and bow ties, no clip on bow ties allowed. He is. He is Daisy. Okay, here we go. Let's see what he has to say. He's probably going to say that it's just Trump derangement syndrome and science is doing fine and you know that it's all overblown and that you know that we're all okay actually and science is doing great. It's like with the right? Right? I don't think so. I don't think so. Here we go.
Remind people, in the Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8, refers to promoting the progress of science and useful arts.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I have to look this up. What? I'm so confused. Let's see.
Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8, refers...
Oh my gosh. I'm such a nerd. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go back. Article 1.
Article
Section 8. 8, Clause 8, Constitution. Okay, get your pocket constitutions out. Dude, no way. Article 1, Clause 8, Section 8. Oh, it's the patent laws. Yeah. Yeah, guys. It was really interesting. The text of the Constitution here, they just the fact that there's to establish post offices, to promote Congress. So yeah. So here we go, guys. Got it. Whenever someone talks about the Constitution, I have to look at it up. I'm sorry. This is what I do. This is who I am. I'm cursed this way. I'm cursed this way. Save me. Yes, to promote and the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusion right to their prospective writings and discoveries. So this is the patents. This is the one of the laws, one of the first laws. No, it's in the Constitution. But then they wrote an additional law that added in even more the U.S. Patent Office. And it's interesting, guys. So when I took my U.S. patent class, they were talking about this. They were talking about the history of patents, and they saw how patents could be abused in the UK. So patents could be anything. You could get a patent to produce tobacco. So you were the tobacco guy. So then everyone had to pay you in order to make tobacco. And basically those patents were given out by the king. And it was a corrupt system that made it so that the king could get kickbacks and he could have his cronies and stuff getting paid out and all that kind of stuff. So the writers of the Constitution were aware of this, and they didn't even want patents at all. A lot of them didn't want patents, but they thought that it would be it's different now, and that it has to be a unique and novel thing in order to be patented. That was the unique thing that they put in there. So it can't just be anything and everything. It has to be a unique thing that exists or a process that is unique. So yeah, Chelsea, the English common law, it was in there. Yeah. It's a little different, Sophia, but I understand what you're saying. There is definitely a lot of underhanded stuff, but this was a different legislative thing. The patents did exist different in the United States than the UK. Yeah, good, exactly. Those stipulations are what make it AK. Exactly. Okay, sorry. He's taking tons of bribes, Daisy. It's awful. It's unbelievable. So, yeah. So anyway, sorry. When someone quotes the Constitution, we got to read it. But anyway, second 3. This is the third second, guys. We'll get through it. I promise.
1 Section 8 Clause 8 refers to promoting the progress of science and useful arts. In 1787, the people who crafted these documents realized the value of science for our health, our well-being, and especially our international competitiveness. So by ignoring the facts of science, that's extraordinary. That's unconstitutional. That's not in anyone's best interest. But cutting the budget, especially to NASA, is thoughtless. This NASA is the best brand the United States has, recognized around the world as the best that the United States brings to civilization. There's going to be another Sputnik moment, as it's called, when China National Space Administration lands taikonauts on the moon in about 2030. There's going to be another Sputnik moment when we realize that China launched missions to Mars in 2028 and they will bring rock samples from Mars before the US does. If you're happy with the China National Space Administration making all those discoveries first, I'm surprised. I think this protest at this size is going to get these guys and gals to change direction.
And what do you have as your message to the people today? What are you going to say on stage?
Well, the message is no thrones, no crown, no king. We're not running this country with a king. And so we're going to vote to throw the people out who want a king and replace them with people who want the rule of law. I like to remind people in the Constitution,
I appreciate that message. I understand what he's trying to say. I get it. I really I'm frustrated with the over focus on NASA. I think that that's his thing that he is really stoked about. I'm stoked about the gene therapy approaches that we've developed as a molecular biologist, and those are going to save people's lives. NASA is cool. NASA should be funded. We shouldn't be giving money to Elon Musk. We should be, publicly funding this stuff and have it, not for profit. Absolutely. And NASA and space travel gets lots of new technologies that are spun out from that. It's very important. I think that's all true. I think like an over reliance on NASA is just like a little weird though. Yeah, exactly, Chelsea. Exactly. I think it's an example that people hark to because it's like, why could you not be for this? And previously it was done only by public funds. So NASA was like, we either do space travel and we do this cool research on space, or it just doesn't get done at all. So NASA was a great example to use in conversations like this. But in a time when people are losing access to healthcare procedures that could save their lives, I think that's a really good thing to harken on. That's like a really good, like, you're actually going to kill people by taking this money away from the gene therapy approaches. Like, that's actually going to hurt people. So, do you think the average life expectancy will be over 100 in our lifetime? That's a good question, Shibadul. I mean, so basically, there is, Ray Kurzweil has like this idea of the singularity, where all you are as a human is the ratio of neurotransmitters in your brain, and if we can recreate those synaptic ratios of neurotransmitters, then we can upload people into a computer, and once they do that then all these people will basically become a computer, and people will live forever once your brain can be uploaded into a computer. That's the singularity hypothesis. Like 20 additional years biologically would be tough, because we're at 80 years old for women in California right now. Guys, it's like 9 years less in Georgia, by the way. So it's like, even in the United States, there is like a more than 10% variable, of life expectancy. So it's very bad. But maybe if like gene therapy approaches and personalized cancer approaches get better, so that everyone has access to that, and if monitoring, the key is monitoring, actually. California's better. Georgia's worse. If you could monitor your body and see when things are going off track, and then come in and say, hey, we're gonna right this ship really quickly here. We caught it at stage 1, and then now we have the medicine in order to interact with your personalized cancer drugs. Then maybe, but 20 years in average for life expectancy would be a really long time in order to add. But with GLP-1 agonists and stuff and obesity going down, a lot of people die of heart disease. So it's hard to say. I honestly have no specialty in it. I don't really know. I don't really know. That's just my uninformed hypothesis. Can you explain why the COVID vaccine was so widely promoted when it is ineffective? I don't think it was widely promoted at all. I think that's one of the biggest problems is that it wasn't advocated for. There was no advocates publicly on TV like talking about. I think people just assumed that everyone would get it. And that's kind of the problem. I feel like there was not enough advocacy. And on top of that, it was extremely effective. So it was like 94.1 efficacy when most flu vaccines are like 50, 60%. So, yeah, I don't think that that's true at all. How did you hear brought to you by five? Oh, so you think you think that some ad on TV that everyone ignores is going to be advocacy? No, I don't think that's advocacy, man. I think that's just people buying airtime. Why did we get off quarantine if it wasn't effective? I think it was just like a lot of local businesses that were uniquely impacted by it, because a lot of the Trump COVID money went to big businesses as opposed to small businesses that were more impacted by the quarantines. So they kind of like quarantined a lot of that stuff off. Sequestered a lot of those funds off. That's what I think. It was. Whoa. Wow. My cousin got bit by a bat and got 10 plus vaccines for rabies. Wow. Bit by a bat? Wow. That's wild. That's really, that's crazy. That's a great question, Brendan. Yeah. Rabies is 100% lethal if you actually get it. If you don't take the vaccine. So, I mean, it was effective. Yeah, the vaccine was effective. Yeah. It was 94.1% efficacy. It was incredibly effective. It was like one of the most effective. It's very good. Is the vaccine stuff tough to do? So now, no. Nowadays, no. So like basically, let's see. Let's do Moderna, COVID vaccine gene map. Let's see what a gene map is. Let me show you guys what it is. Let's see if we can see what it is. Oh. Let's see. Vector design. I'm trying to see. There's like a nucleotide sequence where it shows kind of like what parts are on each CDS. No, more plasmid. Okay, this works. Almost getting there, guys. Almost getting there. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Sorry, 1 second. 1 second. Trying to actually show you guys what it actually looks like. Oh man, this is 2013. It's hard to find this on the science-based, real high quality stuff here. Let's see. I'm sorry. We're gonna get there though. This is great content. This is what we strive for. Okay. Verify I'm a human. I can't do that. I'm an AI. I just lied. Just lied. Okay, so this is what a vector map looks like. This is what I do. It's my job. This is what I do. This is what I do actually. So this is a vector map. So basically, this is the origin of replication, Ori, on the left-hand side. And then you kind of go counterclockwise, okay? And then here for the 3' UTR, and that's kind of yeah, so you're gonna have the 3' UTR is kind of like the starting of the tail end, and then the start of the whole thing is gonna be the 5' UTR. So the 5' UTR is upstream, and then that whole thing on that right here is the CDS. That's the coding sequence. So the coding sequence would be the antigen that you're creating in order to expose into cells in order to create the antibody, like a response by the immune system to create antibodies. So you'd basically put in hi Diamond. So yeah, you would basically put in the CDS with whatever you'd want. In this case, you would be the spike protein, and the spike protein would be basically delivered. This is the DNA version. Okay, so this is going to live as a plasmid inside a bacteria, and then you're going to purify this plasmid out, and then you're going to in vitro transcribe. So in vitro means outside of the cell. Transcribe means DNA to RNA. So, and that's going to make an mRNA construct. So the mRNA construct is going to be the 5' UTR, the coding sequence, and then the 3' UTR in that direction. And basically all you'd have to do is change out that coding sequence, and then you could have a new, whatever your new mutations are. So that process of actually synthesizing and cloning in that DNA sequence into that vector, very easy. Previously, like before the 90s, that was incredibly hard, and that's why a lot of vaccines didn't work, because to stitch that piece of DNA together was very arduous and very hard. But now we have PCR, polymerase chain reaction, and basically we can stitch these pieces together very easily. Oh, thank you for the gift, man. And that is the way that we've done it. That is how it happens. That's the actual molecular biology. That's what people like me and Diamond do. Diamond does, or it's it's molecular biology, man. It's really cool. It's a really cool thing to create and stitch that DNA together and then create something that's going into another organism that then creates something else, and it's really cool. So that's just the DNA. That's just the backbone, and then from that you make the RNA through in vitro transcription, and then once you have that RNA, now you need to purify RNA from DNA, right? Or you can just do things that eat away at just the DNA. DNAs, right? There's like DNAs and RNAs, which are enzymes that attack their respective molecule. And then now you have RNA, but we need to package it because RNA is inherently unstable. So what they do is with high pressure and temperature and all that kind of stuff, they push these lipid nanoparticles, which is the phospholipids. And that's how it happens. So once the lipid nanoparticles and the phospholipids surround the nucleotides, boom. That's it. I have to figure out how to knock out a piece of folate biosynthesis. Oh, that's easy. Yeah, exactly, Diamond, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's why you got to use that dry ice. It really is so cool, man. The COVID vaccine, the gene therapies, are so cool. Like the idea that people are against this is so wild. I mean, it's gonna be what people use in other countries and what science uses. That's just what people are gonna do. It's what people are gonna do. Oh, this is a cool picture. Oh, this is awesome, dude. Look at this. Look at this one. This is an actual LMP lipid nanoparticle composition. So this is a schematic representation, a nucleotide sequence surrounded by LNPs. So there it is. So see how the dark purple are on the inside and all these phospholipids are like surrounding it, and that's what protects that RNA. Isn't that so cool? That is so amazing. Yeah, Diamond, isn't that cool? Thank you, Brian F. Thank you, guys. That's cool. We've never showed that on stream before. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Good questions. That was really cool. Everyone was pushing for healthy living, Johnny. Everyone is. Everyone. That's the like. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? That's a. Did you? I did not, Maiden. Did you send that to me or post it on the Discord? Could you post it on the Discord? Actually, be better. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're always so on COVID studies. You're awesome. Thank you so much about it. I appreciate you. What's up, Magip? Magip imp? You're an imp? You're a magap imp?
What's up?
What's up?
Are you taking opposition or no right now?
Sure. Yeah. Whatever.
Okay. All right, man. So why do you not support Trump?
I mean, he's attacking like science as an institution and cutting funding and hurting our ability to be like the technological leaders in the 21st century
How?
by freezing funding to universities, and which freezes funds to other private biotech companies, and so it's causing mass layoffs right now in the science fields.
But actually, he just got Pfizer and Zeneca to put up a lot of money, right, for
dang.
investment,
Dang,
right?
Wow, you changed my mind.
Yeah. Well,
Wow, that was
well,
really
there
good.
you go. Now you're a mega, right, host? You're a
Wow.
mega now.
Yeah, I'm giving you my lived experience as a scientist and like actually getting laid off and telling you what's happening inside the field, and you're like, no, but because of Pfizer saying that they're going to spend money that they were already going to spend like in capital expenditure sometime in the future, that's supposed to like bring out all
Well,
these
host, let
jobs.
me ask you something, right? Like, can you tell me what's like the largest biotech company?
Probably like one of the biggest one would be like Illumina.
Eli, right? Eli Lilly, right? Because like they have Ozempic, right, and all that stuff. So,
Oh, I thought
which
you were
Trump
saying
takes.
American. I thought you were saying American company, like a global pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, sure,
I mean, I
global.
wouldn't say they're biotech. I would say
Well,
they're
Eli Lilly
biotech.
is an American company, right?
I would say they're a pharmaceutical company, but I wouldn't say it's like a biotech.
But I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? Biotech, pharma.
No, it's
No?
not. No.
Okay. Well, Eli Lilly, right, which is a pharma, they're going to be investing 200 billion in America. 200 billion.
Cool. Nice.
Trump. That's Trump. So there you go.
No, they would. I mean, a lot of them are gonna already be like doing that stuff anyway, or they're gonna.
Right.
Yeah. It's not.
Well, I mean, can you show me a source that they were going to do it before and not like after Trump?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna. You don't think that they would spend any money inside of America at
Well,
all?
they might spend like let's say like they were planning to do like 100, and now they upped it up to 200 because of Trump because they don't want tariffs, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, they because of the a lot of time the production and stuff is just done in other countries, and then they just pay it.
A tariff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But now he's going to do 100%. So they can't afford that. If he does like 100% on non-generic, which he wants to do, they're fucked. So they want to get exemptions from the tariffs, and that's why they're doing that.
In theory, I agree with you. In practicality, it like we don't have the scale, and it just doesn't. Yeah, it's just not going to work like that. But in theory, I agree with you. But like they're not going to change their entire global manufacturing process just to sell to the American market. Like when they have the entire globe that they could sell to. You know what I mean? They're just going to charge America more and then keep manufacturing cheap for the rest of the world.
So how do you feel about like the favored nation status where it empowers governors in our country to go to other countries and buy their pharmaceuticals? Do you not agree with that?
I'm not sure what you mean. I don't get what you're saying.
So Donald Trump signed an EO called favored nation status, right?
Okay.
And essentially, it allows governors in our country to go to other countries and buy their pharmaceuticals for 1/10 the price. And that was, would you not say that's a great EO?
I don't know what I'm not familiar with this EO.
Sure, I'll give it to you one sec.
Delivering most favored nation prescription drug pricing refers to the executive order signed aiming to align U.S. prescription drug prices with those paid in other developed nations and mandated that the administration take actions to negotiate lower drugs prices with drug manufacturers. The order included measures like exploring a direct-to-consumer purchasing pathway, reviewing export policies, and potentially modifying or revoking drug approvals.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So would you not say that's a good EO?
Yeah, in general, I would be okay with that.
So I guess W Trump, right, for that EO, right?
I mean, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take that, host. I'll take that W. What else do you want to talk about? I mean, you're definitely smarter than me. I don't disagree with that. You're a doctor, but Trump is doing a lot of great things, tremendous things.
Yeah, but like, okay, so do you understand that that doesn't impact like him curtailing and slashing the entire research and development side of all of science, right? I mean, that's just like, again, the pharmaceutical companies are kind of, they used science in order to create their new technologies that they sell to people through drugs and stuff like that. But it's not
Right.
like research and development. They're not actually tied to research and development of their stuff because like it takes decades in order to
Right.
create a new like discovery that could be patented and then spun off into another company.
Right.
So
Right.
we're talking about like decades of research and development that has been like curtailed and stopped now. So like some executive
So
order
are
where
you
like
talking about like public or private R&D?
public. So
Okay.
fundamental research like only happens at the public level. You don't have any fundamental research into mechanisms and
But how do you feel about like Eli Lilly spending more indirectly on R&D by giving more grants to colleges and institutions and stuff like that? Would you not say that that is a good way of doing more R&D in our country?
no, because you want it funded publicly. I mean the idea is that these are new things that are being discovered that aren't patentable yet. So like for example, the GLP-1 agonist like you're talking about. I mean, it started in Gila monster metabolism studies in 1997, and then it took, a
Right.
decade more in order to develop and understand what a GLP-1 agonist was, and then another 5
Right.
years in order to package it, and then another 5 years in order to test it, and then now we
Right.
have Ozempic, but it's like it started in 97, man. This has been a lot of like public funds that have been going into that. So the question is like, what is the GLP-1 agonist that today that's being stymied that's going to impact us in 10, 15, 20 years? And that the reality is that research and development is going to happen. It's just not going to happen in the United States. So other countries are going to take the wheel and they're going to be the leaders on it.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. For sure. Okay. I got you on that one. Well, I mean, I guess one W for Trump and one L for Trump, right? He did do a good job with the EO, but he messed up with the cutting of funding to the public side. So I do agree with that.
Yeah, I don't really, it's not a W or L thing for Trump. I'm a patriot. I care about like how the country is doing, and like we're getting like, I don't think that this is fixed. An EO isn't fixing our healthcare system. It's like it's very broken. An executive order isn't the best way to do that. If you did want it to do something like that, and he's hurting American businesses and he's making them close. So it's that his tariffs have hurt American jobs.
Host, do you have a source that it's hurt American jobs?
Yeah, like mine.
But it's not because of the tariffs, though, right? You just said it's
No, it
because of
literally
funding.
is. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that the funding. So when a university spends money, they're spending money into the local science infrastructure of those businesses, those local businesses. And so when you have less federal spending going and happening through these universities, you have revenues that are tanked at the private level. So it's funds that are coming through the federal government into the universities through grants, but then the
Well,
private
you
companies
see,
are
I
also
gotta
impacted,
disagree.
that
I gotta disagree because I was looking at revenues. I work in finance, right? So I was looking at revenues for all these drug companies, biotech companies, and they're making record revenue. So that argument that, I mean, I don't disagree with you that he's cutting funding for public because he wants to move everything private. I don't disagree with that. But the argument that cutting funding on the public level is causing private companies to make less money, that just does not hold water to me.
a lot of money comes from in science comes through those universities, and those universities have to buy equipment. They have to
Right.
order machines. They have to have people that service those machines. They have to have the science kits that they use, and all those
Right.
companies are impacted. Absolutely.
Oh, right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
And this is
Okay.
why
I got you.
this is why there's like the San Diego biotech hub. It's like the hub is 100 different companies that are all kind of, it's like a web of
Right.
resources and stuff. So it's because like when you're making things that exist in the world, like a biotech
Right.
company does. Like you have to have shipping, you have to have materials nearby. How am I going to get my oligo and my DNA
Yep.
sequence, for example, or my NGS library made? Like these are all like very specific and technical
Right.
things that need to be done quickly because your sample's going bad. So that's
Right.
why all these companies spur up. Like so with like San Diego, San Francisco, you have like the Research Triangle in North Carolina. You have MIT, Harvard, and Broad in
Yep.
Massachusetts. Like there's these incubator kind of hub places that happen.
Right. Right. No, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll trump for that. You really opened my eyes with that, but I still think tariffs are a good thing, you know, like especially when it comes to protecting our national security. Look at Joe Biden; he had tariffs too, right?
He did on specific GPUs. So the idea was to tariff AI chips so that the American companies could have a leg up in research and development on how to use these LLMs and other like AI based tools in order to have
But
a leg
what
up.
about other categories? Like he still had tariffs on all the other categories, like Trump,
It's
right? The
they're targeted.
25% on China.
It was more broad. I think. I mean, Trump is more broad than what Biden did. Biden had very specific like the biggest one was the GPU tariffs. That was the one that everyone talked
Oh,
about.
you know what? I actually support what Biden did then. My bad, host. I thought Biden had blanket tariffs like Trump. I was wrong about that.
It was just
You
Trump.
just opened. No, I was wrong. I'm sorry about that. You're right. Biden was more. So I guess I support Biden's policy, not Trump's. I got it. That makes more sense.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's.
Yep.
I think. I mean, in theory, man, I think that increasing, you know, policies that increase jobs in the United States, we
Right.
should try them. Absolutely, you know. But the problem
Yep.
is like what what level in the supply chain do we want to be in? Like, do we want to be
Right.
like mining the materials for a battery? Do we want to be assembling the materials for the battery? Do we want to be selling and distributing the batteries? Do we want to design the things that the battery goes in? You know,
Right.
and usually the role that the United States has played is higher level, right? Higher level than just the broad mining and assembling of these things. So, uh, it, I think that those
Yep.
jobs like we should keep in the
Hmm.
United States. Those are like the good jobs that you can be more amenable to and kind of like make the new technologies. But I don't think that
Right.
Trump is doing a lot of that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I'll be honest. The tariffs were like the only reason I supported him, and now that you open my eyes on that, I'm not so sure I support him anymore. So, I actually, I think this conversation was really helpful with ending my support, at least for Trump, and not voting maybe Republican in 26. If they support this clown, I don't think I can support him.
You've opened my eyes to my Republican Lincoln side, and I think that now with Roberts and how much he has opened my eyes to unitary executive theory, I think that maybe
Right.
we should have like a dictator, and maybe that is a good thing to have.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, host.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being so calm. Right. I think we need more people like you on TikTok that are so calm. Like honestly, when I popped in here, I was like, "Is this an ASMR live?" Because the way you talk, it's so calming. Really, it really is calming, right? And if you just keep doing what you're doing, host, because I think you can flip a lot more like me and really take our country to a greater level. I actually think you should run for office, to be honest, the way you talk and the way you carry yourself and the way you're so smart. So if you want to run for office, you definitely got my vote.
Thank you, brother. You can come back anytime.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a great
Have
day.
a good one,
Thank
bro.
you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think that it was very sarcastic at the end, being like changing his mind and everything. So I was joking around with them, but I but I thought everything was going well and towards then, so I was very confused. So I was just trying to joke with them a little bit. So anyway, I don't know. He's not mad. Oh, really? Debatus. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's so weird, man. There is a character. There is okay. Okay, so he kind of messed up. Why didn't he just come on in good faith and like just talk then? I don't understand. I'm on your TV right now, Johnny. Oh. Yeah. That's funny. I don't know. I think I could do troll opposition. That's what we should do. Oh my gosh, we should do that for like April Fools or something. I'm just like the entire time doing the opposition, a for MAGA stream. Yeah, I am. I do want to make America great again. I just don't think that Trump is doing it. I do want to make it great again.
Just the cat's out of the bag. I'm not MAGA. And
Oh.
the reason, just for context here, the reason I was doing that is because I wanted to show people how fair our side is to MAGA, right? Like when I go into a MAGA live, right? And that's why I had to come up with a phony argument, because you saw I was not even trying to debate you. We have to show the other side how our side is so fair and so educative, right? Versus their side, where you go in there and the first thing you hear is the N word or the R word or stuff like that. And or they call you liberal, trash, or whatever. Like I just went into one live and they start insulting. They can't even debate. They're not capable of an intellectual conversation. And I popped in here and I saw how civil you were, how smart you are, obviously, and how you're carrying yourself. And I was like, I just got to show all the MAGAs in the chat right now that don't be scared to come up, because this is not a host looking for confrontation.
There you go. Yeah. I think the big way I kind of like turn the temperature down is just not doing panels. I did do them like in the first week that I was doing this, and then it got out of hand, and I was like, one, this is kind of boring. I'm just like sitting here like listening to other people talk about politics. Like I want to talk about politics. And then two, it was kind of like weird where these people were saying arguments that I wouldn't even agree with, like would be the best counter. I'm like, I don't know why you took the argument that way. And I just felt like, I don't know, I guess it is kind of self-centered to not do like panels and just be like, this is my show, you have to talk to me. But I don't know. It seems it's more fun that way for me. I don't know.
No, I agree. Like I run my own lives, small lives, and I get a lot of MAGAs, and we flipped like a lot of people, and that's why I got exposed, because I think we got a couple of people in here that listen to me. But we flipped a lot of people last year, and I think what's happening now, like this year, is they are FAFOing, and there's this, like, I'm sure you're aware of this as a doctor, but it's like when you're caught doing something, right? You're either going to own up, which most people don't do, or you're going to hide and you're just going to try to blame someone else or something else for you getting caught, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what MAGA is doing right now. They got caught. They embarrassed themselves by supporting a person who not only has failed on every single promise, but actually is doing the things that they literally did not expect them to do, like sending $40 billion to Argentina when he claims to be America first, or stuff like that.
Dude, that is so much money. That is so much money. Like that is
Yep.
that is, guys, that is the NSF NIH all the
hmm
cancer. The
That's ACA
DOE.
subsidies right there.
Yes, dude.
20 billion a year.
Like it's crazy, dude. Like that is so much money. You just gave it away for no reason. For what? They tried their own little Doge experiment and went awful, and now we're bailing
Yep.
them out. Like, what?
Right. And like, so now, like, their only way to cope is to get on live and start crashing out. I mean, I'm not going to say all the MAGAs are like that, but I would
Yeah.
say most are. And they can debate squad. They can defend the fact that inflation is up to 3.1% when it comes to a core CPI. They can defend the fact that unemployment has gone up to 4.3%, or jobs are actually going down. The last jobs report was negative. So their only argument now is to come up here and, oh, he banned transgender, or he banned this and he banned that. And they don't even understand how those things work, or like, for example, transgender. Let's talk about that. That's not even 1% of our population.
Yeah.
And Republicans spent 50% of their money talking about transgender people last year, when most of the crimes, especially P3DO crimes, are committed by straight white men in our country.
Yep.
But that's the problem. And so, yeah, I just wanted to do that. It was just, I'm sorry, guys, to all the supporters in the chat.
You're
I was
fine.
not meaning to come up here and try to do something. And Johnny, no, you cannot have your coins back because, unfortunately, you did think I was a MAGA, and you're not getting it back now. I'm going to give it to the host. All right.
Thanks,
So
man.
I'm
Dude,
sorry,
so
Johnny.
what do you think is the biggest thing that we should run on in 2026?
So I think there's in 26 there's two parts. I think like the biggest part would be obviously economy, right? Like
Yeah.
whether we like it or not, that's why Joe Biden. I'm not blaming Joe Biden for that,
Yeah.
because people don't understand that it was actually caused by the Fed, and it was caused by also Donald Trump and all the 8.4 trillion that he added to our national debt.
Yes. Yes.
But at the same time, I do think we have to get stronger on how we're going to lower prices with policy, even though technically we can't really pass policy because Trump is just going to veto it.
Yeah.
So I think our messaging has to be more on that. I think we also weirdly should stop talking a lot about Trump, right? Like,
Okay.
I think there's Trump fatigue in a lot of independents. They don't want to hear about, oh, Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump took a jet from Qatar, whatever. Because I talk to these independents and they're like, I only get 20 minutes a day to look at politics. And the last thing I want to hear after a long day of work is about Trump. I want to hear about how you, the Democratic Party, or how your representatives are going to lower the prices for me and my family. So I think Hakeem Jeffries, although I don't like the guy, I think he did a great job with fighting back on the subsidies with the shutdown, and Schumer as well. And I give him a lot of props because it takes a lot of courage to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that was a great way to fight back. I also think we have to change our leadership. I think
Yeah.
people have lost trust in the party.
For sure.
Like, I was a big supporter in 24. I'm not really buying the party today. And I think if they don't get their act together, the Democratic Party is going to have a big problem in 28.
100%. I mean, how do you think that we should fight for? I think what you're talking about is like material change in people's lives, like having an economic impact and bettering like their lives
Yep.
directly, kind of thing. I mean, classically, the Democrats have approached this problem with, well, we're just going to have like the longest policy brief that you could ever read, like 100 pages
Mhm.
on what my healthcare bill is going to be. So, I mean, I guess I'm curious, would you stay the same track? How would you change it if you would?
You know what made Donald Trump win the election? It was not his concepts of a plan. It was the 3-letter word slogans. So
Exactly.
build a wall,
Yep.
or drain the swamp, stuff like that. And I think our party has to get much better at making those same slogans. Like, build back better, like it or not, that literally did not make sense. Like, what are you talking about building more homes, building more schools? What does build back better mean? And I think if our party starts copying the same concept of
Yeah.
3-letter words, because unfortunately, whether we like it or not, people don't have time to read like a 100-page document. They don't
Yeah.
have time for
Yeah,
that.
nobody cares.
They don't care. They just want to know, is insulin going down to $35 or not, or even lower, which if you saw what Newsom did, he brought it down to $12 in California now. So I think Newsom is our guy. Like I like the way he's messaging on a lot of these topics, right? And not to mention, like, whether we like it or not, our country is racist, it is misogynistic, it is homophobic. And with Newsom, none of those arguments are going to stick. He's white, he's straight, and he's Christian. So they literally cannot use nothing against him. And I just think like hitting more on that, and obviously talking about policies, right? Like for example, I think a big problem was Joe Biden should have talked a little bit more openly about the border crisis. I think he kind of tried to deflect from it. I'm not going to blame him because Republicans would not support him, but just saying like we are going to, like deport the criminals or something like that. Just making those slogans out there would have helped him a lot, along with inflation as well.
I hate the border issues just because it's so obviously just used in election years to spur xenophobia.
Yep.
And nobody ever talks about it other than that. And then there's like caravans, or now there's like, and whatever it is, however they're coming in, over, it's awful. But but then you had like Fed Chairman Powell like talk about that they think one of the reasons why the U.S. was the standout economy in the G7 was because of the immigration. Yeah, he was like the Fed chairman was literally saying like we don't talk politics and stuff, but we think that is one of the reasons why the United States has done so well. So it's like I would like champion that, man. I would champion that. It's like it's
me
not
too.
Something that you should run away from. I think that the Democrats have a hard time advocating for their own wins, and like we don't tell people like how like the CHIPS Act and the Inflation Reduction Act and the infrastructure
or the
bill.
PACT Act. Like no one talks about the PACT Act. That was a huge win for Democrats, and that was bipartisan, where we got $800 billion for veterans, right, over the next 10 years for toxic substances. So there's just so much. Like I actually think like here's what I'm going to say, right? I think Obama was the better leader, the better speaker, the better personality, but Joe Biden was actually better on policy.
Oh, 100%. I mean, Biden was like the best
Way better.
legislative like president of our lifetimes. Arguably since LBJ, I would make that argument. But
me too. I agree with you right there. And I think the problem, as you rightfully said, is he was. I mean, look, I have no problem saying it. I know a lot of people do. He was not there, right? We all saw the debate. He was mentally not there. But does not mean that Trump is there either. We all see when he talks about shocking a shark, I think we all know what's going on. But he just did not know how to talk. Like I saw Joe Biden 10, 15 years ago, and he was like way better in terms of talking. And I just think like that's where he messed up, where he should have like caught on to this earlier and stayed a one-term president, and we should have had a primary. And I'll say one more thing. I actually don't think Kamala Harris would have won the primary. Do I think she's great? Absolutely. I think she's great. I think she did a great job as vice president, but Kamala Harris versus like, for example, Newsom or Whitmer or Shapiro, she's not winning, right? And the reason is because I don't think she's a great communicator as well, to be honest. I don't think she did a great job in those 100 days talking about these things. Like when they asked her questions, she would go back to Trump. Well, I get the Trump part, but right now you're president, and you tell me in a three-word format how we are going to lower gas prices or lower grocery prices or fix the immigration problem, where, a big problem right now is we're not incentivizing legal immigration in our country. We're actually going against it. And that's what Powell was talking about as well, where if you look at, like, for example, a person coming in here on a green card, it takes like forever for them to get citizenship.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Like I know a friend, he came here from China, and he's been here for 25 years and he's still not a citizen. This guy practically was raised here, and he's still not a citizen because our immigration system is fucked up.
Exactly.
And we all know that Republicans are the one that blocked it, or we know that. But Democrats have to get tougher on that messaging. Like, for example, like the way I would talk about this is not like, oh, we did the Citizenship Act or the border bill, but talk about like green cards for all students. Use that talking point. That's what Trump did, and it worked for him. Although he lied, he promised that he's not going to do it. We all know that.
Yeah.
But that talking point actually works. Or incentivizing crypto. because like it or not, right, crypto is going to be part of the future, and there's no point in trying to go against that. And I think Democrats did not do a good job because crypto does appeal to a lot of young men, and that
It's
is
cool.
one
It's a cool new
voter
technology.
base.
I mean, it is
Yep.
cool. I mean, it's just interesting. I think it's interesting. You know, and blockchain and the idea is, you know, in general is that it's money with technology built in. You know what I mean? I think it's
Mhm.
like I think it's interesting. But what do you
Yep.
think about like the Democrats? And so I kind of like have I staged this question like are we going to the Democrats running on the 1790s Constitution, or are we going to run on the 2025 Constitution? Like this unitary executive theory, president is like, you know, can do what they want. Because I fear that that is what people actually want in a world where we want instant gratification. Like they want to see their elections have consequences, and they want to see that stuff happen.
Yep.
And I fear that the natural inclination is to be like, what Trump is doing here is wrong and it's unconstitutional and we should roll it back entirely. But then the problem is that then we have the Republicans and Democrats playing on two different rule sets. The Republicans are basically acting as a unitary executive versus the Democrats, which is like the old, tired grindstone of democracy, moves very slowly. And that's just not a good argument, I feel like.
No, you're so right. And I actually agree with you. I think we have to copy the Trumpism playbook, but without all the damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is I do think there has to be more power in the executive branch going forward. I think our democracy, our system of democracy is broken. Congress is just too slow to act. And I think now with the Supreme Court, we have the presidency does have a lot of power. Like it or not, the president does have a lot of power to do things.
Yeah.
And I think when we get power in 2029, we have to use it for the right reasons, because what people don't understand is using that for the right reasons can actually be a huge win for our country and a huge win for Democrats as well, right? And because you're so right about instant gratification.
Yeah.
And if Democrats don't do that in 29 and they don't start like signing 200 EOs on day one and getting shit done, I promise you, our party is like, I mean, I don't even like to say I'm a Democrat anymore because I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of like Bernie, where I'm a semi-Democrat, I guess, right?
Caucus with the Democrats.
I caucus, but I'm not really a Democrat. I'm more an independent. And I just feel like our country has to go to that format now. Congress and Supreme Court, they've kind of fucked it up. Now we have birthright coming up on the docket. We got so many things coming up on the docket, and I just don't have confidence that this Supreme Court is going to do the right thing anymore.
I agree with you. I mean, it's great. I was trying to think about the last time that the presidential like reins got pulled back by SCOTUS. Now, I was really trying to think about like when was the last time that the Supreme Court reined in the office of the presidency. And the last one that I could think about, help me if you can remember another one. It was Biden doing student loan reimbursement. That because remember they were saying that was too far. You can't have a president that's doing any type of student loan relief. But they do agree with, and what they do allow is that the OMB has actual dictatorial control over the legislation that was passed by Congress. So it's like, wait a second,
the hypocrisy is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like how? Which one is it? Like the only powers of the presidency that are limited are student reimbursement. Like they can invade cities. They can write off entire portions of the Constitution, but it's student loan relief. That's the sticking point.
And we do have to give like them a taste of their own medicine. I do want to say that as well, because right now what Trump is trying to do, for people that don't know this, he's trying to cut a lot of funding, right, for projects in Democratic states. So we saw this with New York. We're seeing this with Washington and California. And they're doing the layoffs in those states as well. If you go look at the layoffs, federal layoffs, it's mostly in those states. It's not happening in like Kentucky or Florida or Texas because they don't want to cause problems there. And I think we have to start doing that as well. When we get back into power, start canceling all these oil and gas contracts that Trump gave to his donors. Start doing that.
Yeah.
And I don't see any problem with that. Start canceling all these. Cancel ANWR. For people that don't know what ANWR is, it's essentially the Alaska Wildlife Reserve. It's a huge oil and gas area, but it's horrible for the environment.
Yeah.
And we should cancel that. And that would be a big FU to Trump. And that's not going to have any impact on gas prices. They like to lie about that. If that had an impact on gas prices, why did oil prices drop so much under Biden? Even though we had the worst pandemic, and even though Donald Trump is the person that signed the OPEC deal that caused your gas prices to go up,
Exactly.
he still brought it down without ANWR. It's because they don't understand that, because Trump is so good at propaganda. Just look at the way he lies every fucking day on Truth Social about so many things, and they actually buy it. Like, I had a person yesterday saying, oh, Trump said inflation is down, so it must be true. So I asked him, if I pull up a source right now from BLS.gov, which is right now being run by a Trump appointee, would you accept that as a source? Oh, no, that's not an acceptable source because that's the deep state. So you're telling me right now the guy that Donald Trump appointed to lead the BLS is part of the deep state. Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Got it, bro.
Exactly, man. I mean, it's crazy that like even in the best years, the things that we get done and pass, like as Democrats, 70% of our bills go to Republican states for economic development. Like the CHIPS Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Infrastructure Bill, 70% are in Republican counties because they don't do any economic development normally, and we want to like make these better communities. And I think that, like, honestly, the one thing that we should do, like Trump too, is like put our name on everything. This is brought to you by the Democratic Party. Brought to you by the Democratic Party. Like I would just put that on every single bridge, every highway, everything. Like that.
And not just Democratic Party, but brought to you by Newsom or brought to you by Whitmer, whatever, because that's what he does. Like, look at Trump RX now. He just launched that bullshit. Everyone knows it's a scam. All right, they're not going to lower prices for nothing. So I'll tell you guys what's going on with Trump RX. So essentially, there's a company called Cost Plus Drugs, right? And they get a lot of the prescriptions, generic prescriptions from other countries, or they have like coupons on prescriptions, whatever, right? And essentially, Trump is just copying the same thing and claiming that he's lowering. And explain this one to me. How do you lower prescription prices by 1,000%? So you're telling me that now we're gonna get paid? Is that what I'm hearing,
just
doctor?
Infinite percentages the higher, like.
Oh my god, dude, they are so gullible. They will fall for any scam. And it's just like Trump water or Trump steaks. It's another con job. And I just think we have to start doing the same thing, but actually like produce results. Like, so when we launch Newsom RX in 29 or whatever, start calling it Newsom RX and not Democrat RX, or like, that's why I like Obamacare, because like it or not, it kind of gained a lot of traction, right? People started calling it Obamacare.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I totally agree with your point about like going after these people like that broke the law. I mean, we should absolutely. That's why I don't think that the Democrats should be going around saying like we shouldn't prosecute political enemies or something like that, because it's gonna look real bad in a couple of years when we're like, these Trump officials that broke the law need to be, like thrown in jail, rightly so, because they broke the law and the Democrats haven't. I mean, that's the real rub. So.
And we should start with Khan Blondie. I call her Khan Blondie, and Cash Patel, Molly Cash. I call him Molly Cash because we all know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
And the way, like, did you see where they asked him a question? I think it was Eric Swalwell, and he asked him under oath, "Have you ever told Trump he's in the files?" He's like, "No, I did not." "Have you ever told Pam Khan Blondie?" And he's like, and he could not answer the question. Yeah, I think we all know what's going on there. So I think Democrats, we should get back Jack Smith. I would love for Jack Smith to be our AG actually in 29. That would be such an FU to Trump, and or Letitia or Alvin Bragg, one of them, and just have them run the Department of Justice and start going after these people.
Yeah, I do hate how Pitzker was talking about this kind of like, he's like, we're gonna go after these guys, but we can't go after Trump though because he's immune from the SCOTUS. And it's like, why are Democrats starting off on the losing position on this again? I don't understand. Like, the only reason that you can't like charge a president is a memo by a DOJ that was then ruled on by SCOTUS, but like we're just going off of a SCOTUS like hearing like a couple years ago. Like that
Yep.
is like a constitutional thing. Even if it wasn't the Constitution, Trump's not obeying the Constitution. So it's like we should definitely
Yep.
go after Trump, guys. He's breaking the law. He should be absolutely like the full force of the DOJ should be thrown at him after he's out of office. Like absolutely. I don't want any
Well,
Democrats
and not to
saying that he can't.
mention, yep, and not to mention, you make a great point. Like a lot of people have not read that presidential immunity law, so that only applies to official acts,
Yeah.
right? But that does not apply to personal acts. So he can still be found guilty in a personal case. Like if he stole money from a charity, like I'm not saying he did, I'm just giving like a hypothetical. Absolutely prosecute him. Or if he committed a crime in some state that does not apply to his official job, prosecute him. I could care less. And Democrats should stop being like, oh, well, we're scared to prosecute him because he's got immunity now. No, stop. As you
Yeah.
said, stop being on the losing side.
Exactly, man. And honestly,
start tough.
you like I mean obviously like anything that is even within constitutional and legislative power should be used. So obviously changing the amount of seats on the SCOTUS should absolutely be a part of this. So
Yep.
there is no future that includes this poisoned Supreme Court docket that is just it's disgusting that what they've done. And I don't think that they should have any legitimacy to set any precedent. And we should say that these McConnell and Trump's appointment of these people just is insane. We can't let the precedent stand. We have to fight it at every point, I guess is my larger point.
Well, I call him Slip McConnell because I think we all know why. The guy can't even walk anymore. And I totally agree with you. Like, I really hope Democrats get their shit together. I do see Newsom being a strong guy that goes out there and starts prosecuting Kash Patel and Khan Blondie for all the crimes that they're committing and the cover up with the Epstein files. We all know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
And there's so many more people that have to be prosecuted. It's not just those two. We like to talk about them, but there's so many people, like his kids. Like people don't understand the shit they're doing right now with crypto. They just made $5 billion with crypto.
It's crazy. The SEC like is completely gone. The amount of insider trading that you see, like there's like $1 million of puts that are like bought minutes before he puts a
30 minutes before. Yeah, I saw that before the
like, dude,
tweet.
It's so like come on, man. Like why would you buy out of the money puts that are expiring that day? Like it's just it's insane, dude. Like it's so obvious. But it's they have to be taken care of like through the judicial means. It sucks, man, because I do think like for us to survive as a country, I do think that Trump has exposed a fatal flaw in our Constitution, and that the DOJ is ran through the executive. I think it has to be in the judicial. It has to be separate. Like there's just no
or be independent like the Fed. I would support that as well.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Because like what I like about Powell right now is how he's not giving in, right?
Yeah, he's amazing.
And even though he was nominated by Trump, which is the irony, but he is not giving in to Trump. And he's doing the rate cuts at his own pace. He's not doing like 200 basis point rate cuts like Trump wants, which is crazy, which would cause hyperinflation. And he has no fucking clue about economics. So I just think the DOJ, I don't even want it part of the judicial one, because then you got Republicans stacking the courts and it's just going to be a chaos on that side. I literally want it to be independent, where it's got like a board of governors or whatever, and they're running it, and again got term limits as well, like the Fed. You're not like sitting on there for 30 years. And then they're going against because in that you can say it's fair as well, because they're not going to be forced to do one thing or the other. So it's not like, so for example, if someone wants to prosecute Newsom, but there's no case to do so,
Yeah.
the chances that the DOJ in that situation is going to do that is less.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way we got to think about it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, dude, what's your main account so people can follow you?
Yeah, no, man. It's Ace Nation 1776. So that's my main account. This is just like a troll account I use because now when I go into MAGA lives with my main, they just like block me in 2 seconds. Like I literally went into one last night. I just said, "Good day. I hope you had a good day," and I got a ban. Can you guys explain that one to me, chat?
Dang.
I went into a live. I said, "Have a good day," although I probably should have not said that to a MAGA live, and I got banned for that. Got it.
Well, sweet, man.
Yeah, we just have like a little TikTok family. It's called Ace Nation. I think there's some in the chat. Good to see you, Diane. And yeah, I run live, so anytime you want to pop in and cook a few magas, I'm down to do so.
Cool, man. Well, I followed you, and yeah, I will. I like it. Thanks, man. Thanks for the conversation. I liked it.
No, thank you, and I hope you have a great day. And cook some magas for me too. All right, thank you.
Have a good one.
All right,
See you
later.
Oh, that's cool. That was a really conversation. That was a good one. Yeah, guys. Ace Nation 1776. Another patriot. I love it. Cool, man. All right. Okay. Geo Miles 61. And then, oh, guys, real quick. Could you hit like the heart thing? That would mean a lot to me. Just real quick. Can you do that, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Patterson. That was a really cool conversation. I like that guy. Oh, cool. Cool, Beast. I like it. Hi, Geo Miles. How's it going?
Good. I just wanted to point out one thing about the Supreme Court
Okay.
and how it's not representative of the country. If presidents were elected by popular vote instead of this undemocratic method we have now,
Yeah.
the Supreme Court standing today would have been one Republican appointed justice and 8 Democratic appointed justices. And that would be Clarence Thomas would be the only one on the court that was appointed by, and that's crazy because if you think about it, the second George Bush wouldn't have had any appointments. Trump wouldn't have had any appointments because he wouldn't have been elected.
Yeah.
It's just if they had I can see why Republicans don't want to go to popular vote because it would completely put the hands back in the people's, at least put the country back in the representation of the people a little bit more than it is now, that it isn't now.
Exactly.
But that's all I wanted to point out. But
okay.
Thanks.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for coming up. That's a great point. Yeah, I totally agree. The popular vote. Thank you. That'd be a good one. Cousin Blue, last one. Cousin Blue, what's up?
Hi, I'm back.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Did you get your job? Did you find out? When do you find out? I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I put it in the universe.
I got another email yesterday saying that they were waiting on some internal stuff, and then today I got another email saying they're going to check my references, and I'm going to meet with the chief science officer tomorrow or today at 5:30 p.m. So she's in China right now, so I have to like Zoom call. So it's a good thing, very good thing. I'm very excited.
It's gonna go well. You have all this practice now talking. It's gonna go amazing. You're gonna win, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna win. You're gonna get it. I know you
help a lot. It does help with like just formulating and talking through and like hearing yourself talk and then like making sentences together and
yeah, you've gotten used to being calm. You've really gotten good at patience and being calm and thinking through your ideas, and you're trying to explain these things to people, and which helps. Which you don't have to like talk in layman's terms, and it's going to be a little bit different, but you know this stuff, and also just having practice speaking is really good. Public speaking is hard. Exactly. So anyways, I already put it in the universe, and you're going to get the job, and I'm going to follow up. Unless you don't want me to, because that's weird. I don't know.
I appreciate it.
Anyways.
Vision boarding it. I like it.
Yeah, I put everything in the universe. And honestly, I'm not going to say everything goes my way, but like things go my way.
Nice.
Sometimes I think I'm like a witch.
Okay.
Or not, I swear, I don't know. I just lucky. I don't know, but
We
like,
need you to start thinking about some election outcomes. That's what we need.
well, here, I know. I don't know what happened. A lot of things happened. So a lot of things have happened, but I don't know where all these other people were. But for me, COVID was like life changing. Of course, I lost somebody, so that I think I've been this whole time like recovering from that. So I almost missed a lot that was going on. It's not like I didn't vote, but I wasn't paying attention to the other side at all. So can you imagine my shock when I found out that he got elected? I was grieving. I was grieving so bad. I mean, I was grieving so, and I went to this place. It was called Hippocrates Health Institute.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of it in West Palm? Oh, it's just like, I mean, when I got there, I realized like I didn't agree with a lot of what they did,
Yeah.
but for me it was good because I was there because I was super depressed and I was grieving and I was just like, I needed just like a little separation from my life, and it had a lot of really good things. It's all vegan, like really amazing salads, and really like, they had these special foods sometimes, and there were nice people there, and they had, just like the spas and it's like a health retreat, you have like hot cold plunge, like just all the stuff. But I realized that they were like, people who were sick were there, like they were thinking that they were going to get better from cancer, and I was like, oh, I don't agree with this is not. But I
The
like
Maha
people
stuff
come on
was
to
so
you.
wild. The RFK, the obvious grifting, like just to get to power, and then him actually, the supporters actually falling for it. I
Oh my
never
gosh.
would have thought that. And I mean, it's, Michigan was close enough, like the Rust Belt states were close enough that stuff, that does matter, guys. So
It's
I'm
blowing
blown
my
away.
mind. I told you when somebody first told me that they held those beliefs. Well, it was really the second time I had heard it, but in person, and I was like, I was so mean. I was so like nasty, and I felt kind of bad. I was like, but I was just, but imagine losing somebody that you love so much to COVID, and also having your best friend. I don't even like to talk about this because it's like, and then someone telling you that like viruses aren't real and that COVID wasn't real and they're not doing the vaccine. I mean, I think I don't know. I was like, and I'm like, I guess because I was away and also grieving, and I don't know, so much happened that I wasn't paying attention, and like the world literally went crazy when I was going crazy. Actually, good time. Maybe I am super lucky that like I was away, I was doing this, and I wasn't caught up in any of this. Not that I'm gonna fall for, viruses are like science isn't real,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying. And but I wanted to talk on a little bit when you guys were talking. I love talking points of getting back to a democracy. Obviously, how did you get outside? Sorry, that's my dog. Anyway, I love talking about it like it's gonna happen, but I feel like we need to maybe act a little sooner because they have planned. I mean, you realize he's knocking some of the White House down right now to put his ballroom there.
Yeah, he's
I mean, this is not a man who's trying to leave. Okay,
Yeah,
he's a
exactly.
megalomaniac. His family, no, he's not. But like, we have to, that's a real thing that we really have to be talking about and thinking about, because we could be like, oh yeah, no, we need to run on a platform that's like, obviously change. Okay, change always works. One of the biggest things that Kamala did not do, and also, I mean, there was a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong with the Democratic Party. The legacy incumbents, we don't want to be told who to vote for, and they're 100 and they die in office. I mean, we don't want that. And I'm not, and I don't have ageism at all. Look at Bernie. Bernie has been killing it for years. So it's not that. It's that they're ineffective. They're corrupt. Everybody knows it. Like, we have to stop. We have to stop giving few choices and nobody's doing anything. We need a total restructuring. Jerome Powell is really like my hero. Honestly, he doesn't get enough credit. He really doesn't.
He's really cool. I watch all his speeches.
He's so smart, and he does not bend or move, or he's just like rolls his eyes at Donald like, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, this is my job. This is my country, and this is what I'm doing. And like, what a huge, horrible thing it was for him to fire the labor and statistics because he didn't like the numbers. This is going to mess things up so much worse, because these people believe it. If you see me argue on my neighborhood app, I pray to God there's bots on there, But because I tell them, like, I know, are you really this stupid? How are you like living in Boca? Are you like, you must be outside? No.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their neighborhood, like, okay, so you're not in Boca, because, like, they're, I don't know, not to be like, sorry, that was kind of, but no, but like, seriously, how are you alive?
Mm-hmm.
I don't,
It's tough, man.
anyway,
I think people they're fed a lot of disinformation, and the algorithms push them into further and further conspiracies, and that's why we can't even like really recognize each other's worlds that we live in, because it's not you're living in whatever world the AI has created for you, and everyone
my,
has our own little, like I don't even read news, guys. Like I don't even like I go to Google News just to see if there's like a headline, but if it does, I actually read like primary literature. I'm not like, I saw something that I'm gonna do. It was this academic law professor's thing where he was going through the Trump administration's court proceedings, and he was seeing how many of the judges were actually saying, with quotes, like, what you're the Trump administration was basically giving them, the courts, disinformation,
false information, yeah.
creating lies and saying things falsely to the court. And they're like, wait, what are you doing? Like, the judges like, this is fault, like, from all across the political like, this isn't just a bunch of Democrat judges or whatever. This is like people just lying, like, falsely, brazenly to the courts, and now all throughout the country people are noticing it. So um I wanted
Good.
there's some original reporting on that I wanted to read. And then also it was really interesting, the Bolton indictment, which was a lot different than the Comey indictment. The Comey indictment was half a page, written like really haphazardly, really quickly, but this was like an actual, like, a little bit longer, like almost a real one. But yeah, it's weird, guys. Like, read original research, and
It was
not
so sad and wrong what
news.
they did to him, what they're doing, what they're, to people who really stood up, and he fired all those people. I heard Jack, what's his name? Jack, he needs to come back. Who
Jack
prosecuted
Smith.
Trump? Jack Smith. Yeah, I was talking to him. He was like in tears because they worked ethically and they worked hard and they proved their case and they won.
It was
And the way they're
amazing.
being treated right now, it was amazing and it was brave
Yep.
and it was for not, because how did he get elected after January 6th? That was treason. I mean, like, that was treason. I don't understand. I'm like blown away. I couldn't believe it when I found out he
Yeah,
became president. I was like,
Merrick
and then
Garland, Merrick Garland stymied it. He didn't like go after like Trump right away. He let it all kind of like play out over 3 years instead of like immediately going after him. And
it's there, and then he's in on it. Like, I hate to be so, and you know what? And that's, the thing is, like, I hate, and I embarrassed myself so bad. I realized that I felt in my head, like, I went and I did. I embarrassed myself because I do not like, one of my least favorite things is conspiracy theorists.
yeah,
Like,
me too.
I don't like them because like they just say stupid things that have no merit and they have no sense, and it's spreading misinformation. So, but my problem with this is that, like, anything that comes out of the Trump administration, I don't believe it.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, literally anything. And so I was talking to, I walk my dog a lot of times. I see my friend Ed, he walks with his dog like around the same time. So we always get into conversations, and he's been a lawyer for, he's pretty much like retired now, I think, at this point. But, he's a Harvard educated attorney.
Nobody's perfect. Don't hold it against him.
30 years. No, but for 30 years. And then I tell him, because, like, I guess it came up or whatever. And I told him, I'm the anti-MAGA, like, just so, and he laughs, Educated people don't like Trump. So it's not like, he's like, yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. And no, they don't. Like, really, I haven't met anyone that, like, any doctors. Like, I have a concierge physician, and he always sends us to, my daughter, because she always thinks something's wrong with her, so she's going to a neurologist next week. I wanted to talk to you about the immunology thing in a second, but I won't. I'll call back if you have someone waiting. But sorry, I was going to finish.
I'm not an immunologist, so it's I can't really answer those questions. But
okay, then I won't ask.
yeah.
But okay.
Just being honest.
No,
Microbiology and
yeah.
immunology are
I think you. Okay.
they're like brother and sister, but like usually that kind of stuff is is hard.
I didn't feel good. I didn't feel comfortable with what her immunologist didn't really answer in the way I wanted either. But I guess we'll wait and see because I still need to get one more thing. But anyways, with Ed. So I was talking to Ed and I was telling him about the, CK thing, and I was just like, it just looks sus that he undid the gun and then he put it back. He jumped and he put it back together, and then this note there was a picture of it, but it never existed. And I'm like, I read through those texts. I'm sorry. And he's like, and he like believes it. And I'm like, Ed. And then I looked and I'm like, oh my God, I'm telling an attorney of 30 years. Like maybe this is, I'm like, okay, so I was like really embarrassed. I was like, okay, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Like I don't think much thought into this. I just don't trust this administration, and I don't trust anything they do. I don't trust anything they say. So I can't wait to watch this play out in court, because I would like to see them bring discovery and read these texts out loud and say,
exactly.
So I'm not thinking about it. That's the thing. You can hear conspiracy theorists and be like, that's interesting. Spending your time looking into it. If I really am interested in something, I will go back to school. It's really not that expensive to take a couple classes here and there. It's not. There's even free ones.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why people, and I love Hamilton. Do you love Hamilton?
I haven't seen it actually. I need to. I know.
So I'm going to go back with my daughter. Not till February, I don't think. Hopefully it's still there. But there's a song, it's called In the Room Where It Happens. And I want to tell these people, sometimes I want to yell at them through the screen when you're talking to them. And I say, listen, if you want to convince people, and if you need to be in the room where it happens, okay? Like, it's great to sit and argue here with you. It is. They're getting their point across, I guess. But if you want to make change, if you want to really learn things, you need to put yourself in the room where that happens. The only way you can do that is to get an education.
Yep.
Nowadays, what's the point?
You have to get yourself into those spaces to have those conversations for sure. I mean, that's why I'm here, like trying to have this here.
And they're so lucky. They're honestly so lucky that they have your time, because no like doctor. Even you go see a doctor you're paying, they're not going to sit and listen to you tell them they're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what do you? Okay, no. So go to school, guys. Go to school. I know it's not like it's going to be harder now, which makes me really mad. We're going to have an even less educated populace because they're gutting FAFSA. I mean, I am amazed how stupid people are. I know you think they're smart. You're not.
I think the average intelligence is higher than what people give people. Yeah.
I think it's lower.
That's fine.
I mean, I guess average is average, but I don't know. These people, like, seriously, today on my neighborhood app, they're like talking about how we're Marxists. We're protesting because we want to just actually destroy the democracy because we're Marxists. I was like, who is trying to destroy democracy for fascism? Like, are you joking? You don't even know these words. Stop using words you don't know the definition of, okay? There's never even been close to socialism in this country. If you don't have universal health care like every other developed nation, you cannot not say we're socialists, okay? We're not, like, that's a bare minimum of socialism. Oh, communists? Are you kidding? No, these people are not smart. I'm sorry. And I know you have to have noticed. Maybe because you don't spend a lot of time in Florida.
I don't.
You spend time. I don't know where you spend time, but you're San Diego. Okay, San Diego. So probably you're in a lot of professionals, and not that I'm not, but I definitely have a mix of people. And being in Florida, it's kind of no, people aren't that smart. They're really not.
All right, well, I'm gonna head off. So thank you so much, Cousin Blue. Thank you for everything, always being in chat. I appreciate you.
Okay, sorry if I overtalked my time.
You're fine. No, you're totally fine. No, you're all good. I'm just gonna get off though. Thank you so much, though. Thank you for jumping in.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, Cousin Blue, thank you for coming in. She's awesome. Yeah, always a breath. Always fun. All right, guys, it's another one. It's what's insane. Keeps happening, huh? It keeps happening. Having a good time, having a good stream. The best stream, top 100. We got 100. We get scored 100%, guys, on my metrics. It's crazy. Ducray, legend. Thank you guys. Oh, Allison, thank you so much. Wow, super fan. Allison, thank you so much. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you so much, Allison. I appreciate you. Ado, real quick, let's give it up. Shout outs. Allison, thank you so much. The last super fan. Allison, you're a legend. Thank you, Maui Wise. Thank you. Top gifter, Maui Wise, Cousin Blue, Sheepadoodles in the house. Sheepadoodles, so nice to see you, man. Got his kiddo vaccinated. That's so amazing. Night Flyer, Kathleen, Bailey, Ducray. Thank you guys so much for all the likes. Ado, Maui Wise, Brendan, Cher, Bailey, Kathleen. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. My favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes. Patreons, thank you so much. Mrs. Dr. G, Ado, call me Ness. Oh, thank you, Sheepadoodle. You're awesome, man. Thank you guys. That was so fun. We did it. That was fun. Well, this number is not up to herd immunity. It needs to be 95% of 8.4 billion, and that's not there yet. So I guess we're back tomorrow, huh? I think we are. Let's do it, guys. Boom. See ya. Let's go. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock. See you. Thanks for coming in. Peace. Bye, everyone. Have a good night. See ya. Have a good day. See ya. Bye. All right, YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Twitch. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for being there. Peace.